Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field is bathed in sunshine on a Monday evening, and for the first time this year, I don't have the radar map up on my computer screen because we've got a perfect night for baseball, and it's the big city Saskatchewan rivals of the Western Canadian Baseball League getting it on here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field, the Saskatoon Berries and the Regina Red Sox. Good evening, Les Lazaruk with you as we've got the Red Sox, the defending WCBL champions with a record of 11 wins and 17 losses. Fifth place in the East Division. If the playoffs were to start right now, they would not be in them, and they're the defending league champions. But they're coming off a victory. They're 4-9 on the road, -7 runs for and against, and 1-4 head-to-head against the Saskatoon Berries. The Berries, with a record of 20 wins and 9 losses, they lead the East Division by 2 games over the Moose Jaw Miller Express, coming off a victory last night in Swift Current. The Berries are 12-3 here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field, a +84 runs for and against, and as I mentioned, 4-1 head-to-head against the Regina Red Sox. Diego Quinones is the starting pitcher for the Berries. He'll make his 6th start of the season. Quinones has pitched 26 in the 3rd innings. He's allowed 33 hits, 21 runs, 15 of them earned, struck out 22 and walked 6. The first pitch he'll throw will be to Jalen Myers, the left fielder for the Regina Red Sox. It'll be Quinones' 400th pitch of the season. And we're underway with a called strike from home plate umpire Scott Mills at 7:01 on a Monday evening. Myers hitting .479, 23 for 48 with a couple of home runs and 7 RBI. He fouls a pitch off. 2 strikes on Jalen Myers from Arlington, Texas. Duane University. This is where he went to school this past baseball season, the winter season. 5'10", 185-pound right-handed hitter. He's the left fielder. On the ground, up the middle. Diving attempt by Houston. Gets a glove on it, but can't stop it. It trickles on into center field, and a lead-off base hit for Jalen Myers. The Regina Red Sox get their first man on base. It'll bring up Ian Montz, the center fielder. Montz, a late arrival, 6 for 23, a .261 average, 1 run batted in, and a couple of doubles out of those 6 hits for Montz. From Lafayette, Louisiana, attended Louisiana State Shreveport. Left-handed hitter, toggled over by Quinones as Myers already getting a fairly sizable lead over at first base. Quinones from Las Cruces, New Mexico. Big lead for Myers. Swung on and fouled off by Montz and just out of play, just over top of the third base bleachers and into the plaza area. 1 strike. Quinones has thrown nothing but strikes through his first 4 pitches of the ball game. But he has a man on with nobody out. And he gets strike 2 with a slider on the outside corner. So Montz behind 0-2. Will Toger, the first baseman, is on deck. Brady By, the third baseman, is in the hole. Myers with a short lead at first. Quinones holding on to the ball. Now the 2-strike offering is down low, blocked by Gavin Panks, the catcher. Ball and 2 strikes. Defensively for the Berries, in right field is Ethan Murdoch. In center is Nash Nichols. Nick Stinson's in left field, around the infield. Starting on the left side, Nick Cote is at third base. The shortstop is Nathan Houston. Second baseman is Guile Salinas. And Josh Henson's at first base. Down low with a slider again. 2-2 the count on Ian Montz. Nicely underway here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field on a Monday evening. 22 degrees Celsius, mainly sunny skies. That's 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Northwest wind 19 kilometers per hour. It'll blow it from the left field foul pole to the right field foul pole. Montz with another foul ball wide of the Berries dugout. You watch that ball come screaming towards the dugout. Joe Carnahan at the top step doesn't even budge. It's been around forever, of course. Well, not forever, but you know what I mean. He's a veteran guy. He knows when there's danger with the baseball coming towards him or not. That wasn't dangerous, obviously. 2-2. Fouled off again down the left field side and out of play into the parking lot. Count holds at 2-2. Montz, big part of last year's championship team with the Regina Red Sox. 4 home runs in 33 regular season games. He had 4 home runs in 8 playoff games. He's got another 2-2 pitch coming here from Diego Quinones. Again fouled off. This one wide of first base, and it'll go up the tube where the tarp is, over by the Berries dugout, or the bullpen, I should say. Count holds at 2-2. Mont's battling. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Quinones wants a different sign from Gavin Panks. Want him to go through it again. 2-2, up high and outside with a fastball. Full count. So Montz, who was down 0-2 in the count, has battled back to make it full. Let's see if Jalen Myers at first base, who's got pretty decent speed, whether he takes off or not. Quinones hangs onto the ball for a bit. 3-2 pitch. One more time, we're going to have a foul ball, as this is just over top of the third base bleachers. A big hop into the parking lot once again. Full count upcoming. One more time to Ian Montz. Myers has 5 stolen bases, been caught once. 3-2 pitches outside, ball 4. A 10-pitch walk to Ian Montz. So now 2 men on, nobody out. And up comes the first baseman, Will Toger, who's hitting .327. 35 hits and 107 at-bats. Has 3 home runs, 22 runs batted in, 7 doubles, and a triple. Myers at second, Montz at first, nobody out. Quinones with Salinas dancing around. Bunt shown, popped up in the air, but it'll get high onto the backstop screen for a strike. Toger can also do some pitching. He's from Fort Collins, Colorado. Attends school at Garden City Community College. Right-handed hitter. One strike on him. Quinones checking on the runner at second. Breaking ball at the knees, strike 2. So for the third straight batter, Quinones goes up 2 strikes. Here's the problem. Those first 2 guys got on base. Let's see if Quinones and the Berries can induce Toger to do something positive for Saskatoon in this top of the first inning. Kicks and deals. Outside, just outside, 1-2 with that slider. Good eye from Toger. Brady By, third baseman, last year's WCBL playoffs MVP, is on deck. 1-2 the count. And down low. 2-2. Quinones coming off his senior year at Ottawa University in Arizona. 5'8", 185-pound right-hander. This is his third start of the year against Regina. A win and a loss. Just low, a full count. So again, Jalen Myers at second, Ian Montz at first, nobody out. 3-2 pitch upcoming. Does head coach Rai Pathako send his runners 3-2? Quinones at the belt. And cued foul towards the Berries dugout. Count holds it full at 3-2. Good sized crowd on hand for a Monday evening. It's a busy week at home for the Berries. Quinones with the 3-2. Hit in the air, high in the air, into foul territory down the left field line, coming over and with room and unable to make the catch is Nick Stinson. He actually overran the play and then couldn't come up with it as he had to fall back and try and reach back for the ball and missed. So the count holds at 3-2. Quinones going to hold the ball behind the mound and get Stinson back to his position. Give him a chance to catch his breath after that wind sprint. Will Toger back into the right-hand batter's box. Berries after tonight to play 2 home games against the Okotoks Dogs tomorrow and Wednesday. 3-2. Yes. Ball 4 inside is the call from home plate umpire Scott Mills. Bases are loaded with nobody out. Myers advances to third. Montz to second. Here's Brady By, who's as dangerous as they come on this Regina roster. Regina product, actually White City. Attends college at Point University. He's third in the league in home runs with 8. Swing and a miss at the first pitch, strike 1. Brady By hitting .342. Mentioned third in the league in home runs. Tied for the league lead in RBI with 35. Tied for 7th in hits with 38. Left-handed hitter. Slider down low, 1-1. It's a .342 average for By, who's on a 9-game hitting streak coming into tonight. 15 for 32. During which he has 3 home runs and 5 runs batted in. Like I said, dangerous. High fly ball down the right field line. Twisting foul. Trying to get over there as Ethan Murdoch makes the catch. He'll throw the ball into second base. Coming on home to score is Jalen Myers, and Ian Montz will advance to third. So it's a sacrifice foul out fly to right field for the first out of the inning. Runners at first and third. And 1 away, and it'll bring up Ty Martinez. RBI number 36 of the season for Brady By. Martinez, the right fielder. 15 for 56 translates to 268. First pitch just outside, ball 1. Ty Martinez from South Weber, Utah. Goes to school at Keiser University. Left-handed hitter. 8 runs batted in without a home run for Martinez. Down low, 2-0. Martinez does have 5 doubles for extra base hits out of his 15 hits. Will Toger at first. Ian Montz at third with 1 out. Popped up. Foul territory. Coming over is the third baseman, Nick Cote, and he can't come up with the catch. He got twisted around, battling the sun, and it hit off the heel of his glove, then off of his chest. And there's going to be an error on the play there, I'm pretty sure, on the third baseman. Count holds now 2-1. Outside 3-1 now. That's a couple of balls that the Berries have been unable to catch in foul territory here in the top of the first. Diego Quinones might very well be out of the inning. But 3-1 on the outside corner for a strike. Third time that Quinones has gone to a full count here in the top of the first inning, throwing a lot of pitches for the baseball nomad, as I like to call him. 4 different colleges he's attended for 5 years of collegiate baseball. Full count pitch, slap foul wide of third base, and the count holds at 3-2. Cooper Jones, the designated hitter, on deck for Regina. This is a long top of the first inning. 1 run in. They're going to appeal at third base, and they call him out. Check swing by Ty Martinez. And the umpire, the third base umpire, was actually just to the third base side of second base, Bobby Mark, rings him up. So a huge second out for the Berries and for Diego Martinez, and it'll bring up Cooper Jones, the designated hitter. Jones from attending school at Brigham Young University. Product of American Fork, Utah's hometown. First pitch down low, ball 1. First and third now with 2 away. 6th hitter of the inning up for Regina in the top of the first. Looking to add more if they can. Berries want to get to the dugout and get their bats out. Up and in, ball 2. Fastball from Diego Quinones. Quinones last year with the Berries had a 3-0 record and a 4.25 earned run average. He's 2-1 this year, 5.13. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Cooper Jones. At 5.13 ERA is 10th in the Western Canadian Baseball League amongst pitchers that qualify. So you got to have around 25, 26 innings in order to qualify. Fouled off at the plate by Jones. Count even at 2-2. Quinones 1 pitch away from wriggling out of the inning with minimal damage, considering it was bases loaded with nobody out. Jones in the right-hand batter's box. Hasn't played a lot. He's 1 for 9 with an RBI. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 to put the tag on him to finish it off. Back-to-back strikeouts to get outs 2 and 3 in the inning, and Diego Quinones gets out of it. The Red Sox score a run on 1 hit. There was 1 Berries error and 2 runners left on base. After a half an inning, it's the Regina Red Sox 1, the Saskatoon Berries coming to bat. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
Get ready for the sweetest baseball event in Canada. All the very best players from around the WCBL will be in the very best city for the 2026 All-Star Weekend. Don't be sour. Get your tickets to the summer's biggest baseball event now. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
Saskatoon Berries coming to bat for the first time tonight against Kagan Baker. Right-handed starting pitcher for the Regina Red Sox, who's 3-0 on the year. 4.5 earned run average, which is 7th best in the league. Baker's pitched 28 innings, struck out 43. He's 3rd in the league in strikeouts. Has walked 10. He'll face designated hitter Brock Laird, right fielder Ethan Murdoch, and catcher Gavin Panks for the Berries here in the bottom of the first inning. First pitch swinging is Laird, foul ball down the right field side, and it'll land foul, strike one. Off the fists of Laird, fought it off and managed to foul it off to no man's land. Nobody could catch it. Laird 33 for 113. That translates to 292. 3 home runs, 20 runs batted in. 6 doubles, a couple of triples, which is tied for 5th in the league. Takes another strike. Falls behind 0-2. Laird from Natchitoches, Louisiana, coming off his freshman year at Southeastern Louisiana University. 2-strike pitch from Baker. Up and in, ball 1. That inside pitch forces you to bend your head out of the way. That always draws an ooh from the crowd. Sometimes a pitcher loses control of it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Brock Laird strikes out. 1 away here in the bottom of the first inning. Here comes Ethan Murdoch. Murdoch is in the top 10 in 9 different offensive categories still in the league. Product of Swift Current. Has a couple of home runs in his last 3 games, which leaves him tied for 4th in the league in that department now with 7. First pitch, breaking ball at the knees for a strike. Murdoch hitting .402, 6th in the league in that department. Hits this one in the air, right center field. Mott's coming over and now moving in and won't get to it. The ball falls in, will be fielded by the right fielder on the hop, that being Ty Martinez. And that one's a wind-aided base hit. I think the outfielders were a little fooled. I certainly was. I thought that was hit better than it was, that it would be deeper than what it was. But it might have been off the end of the bat for Murdoch. And Ian Montz, who was playing over into towards the left-hand side of center field, had a long run to make. And then he realized it wasn't hit as well, and suddenly he dove and couldn't come up with it. Gavin Panks, first pitch swinging. That one's foul at first base. Strike 1. 1 away. Murdoch at first. Panks to the plate. He leads the team in batting average at .422. 4th best in the league for the Berries catcher. Kagan Baker. Breaking ball. Stays outside according to home plate umpire Scott Mills. 1-1 the count. Mills is the home plate umpire. Aaron Roberts is the crew chief down the first base line. And the third base umpire, who's actually between first and second right now, is Bobby Mark. Panks fouls that one off towards the tarp. Down the right field side, first base side. Falls behind 1-2. Giles Salinas, the second baseman, on deck. Defensively for Regina, Ty Martinez is in right field, Ian Monson center. Jalen Myers is the left fielder. Get to the infielders in a moment. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Panks. Breaking ball inside. They'll appeal, and Bobby Mark in behind the pitcher. I don't know what kind of an angle he got on that, but he says no swing, and the count is even at 2-2. Brady By is at third base. Lance Anderson is the shortstop. Jake Fowler at second as Kagan Baker with a check on Murdoch at first, where Will Toger is at for Regina. Mateo Pierre is the catcher. Kagan Baker. A 2-2 pitch upcoming to Gavin Panks. Panks fouls it off. This one's in the direction of the third base bleachers and the party patio. Boy, the party patio is loaded up tonight. Should broadcast from there one night. That might be fun. Be an interesting broadcast, that's for darn sure. 2-2 pitch again. Panks, solid hit through the hole between first and second. Murdoch will stop at second base, and the Berries have two men on here in the bottom of the first with one away. So Giles Salinas will come up now, and he's become a fan favorite with the mariachi music as his walk-up song. And the fans get into it, especially those that are here every game. Salinas finds himself in the top 10 in 6 different offensive categories, including batting average, where he's 8th in the league with a .395 average, 45 hits and 114 at-bats. Those 45 hits are third most in the league. Kagan Baker's first pitch, low and away with a slider, ball 1. Salinas is on a 13-game hitting streak, 24 for 55. 4 runs batted in only, but he's usually the guy that's getting things started, being up near the top of the batting order. Well, he's actually the cleanup guy. Maybe he should have more RBIs. The guys in front of him aren't getting on for him. That's the problem. Called strike on that breaking ball, 1-1. Kidding, of course. Some guys get the opportunities to drive in runs, other guys don't. It's simple as that. There's nothing that says that a certain position in the lineup is going to necessarily get you more RBIs or less RBIs. 1-1 pitch. Baker with a long look at Murdoch at second. And that is outside. Mateo Pierre trying to frame it for home plate umpire Scott Mills, who wasn't biting. 2-1 the count. Nathan Houston, the shortstop, on deck. Houston, still think he lives in Regina. Although really he doesn't anymore, considering he plays college baseball in the States in the wintertime and is here. Fly ball into right field. Tracking over is Ty Martinez. He'll make the catch, and Murdoch will advance to third base. It'll put runners on first and third with 2 away. And it'll be up to Nathan Houston now to try and bring in a run with a safe hit with 2 away. Houston 9th in the league in batting average. It's .378 coming into the game. 37 for 95. 19 runs batted in. Nathan's originally from Melville, but he attended Martin Collegiate in Regina. So he must have lived there for a while. Because why would you travel 2 hours from Yorkton to Regina in order to go to high school? First pitch to Nathan is inside, ball 1. Two away. First and third for the runners. Runners on the corners. And Nathan Houston at the plate. Breaking ball, low and away, ball 2. 37 hits has Nathan Houston tied for 9th in that department in the league. 2-0 pitch, fouled off, over top of the screen, and heading towards the not Gordie Howe, but the Bob Van Imp softball park to our south of us. Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field is part of a big complex here. Gordie Howe Sports Complex. Softball diamonds galore. The track and field, there are people out there practicing track and field in behind us. 2-1 pitch. That's on the outside corner. 2-2. They're appreciating the warm, sunny weather as much as we are. Like I say, we don't have the radar map out for the first time. 2-2 pitch. Little looper is going to stay in the infield and is going to be caught by the second baseman Jake Fowler to end the inning. Berries leave 2 on base thanks to 2 hits. No Regina errors, and after an inning, it's the Red Sox 1 and the Berries no scorers. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
This July, the Okotoks Dogs and Baseball Canada will host the Road to Okotoks and the Morneau Cup National Championship at the Seaman Stadium Complex from July 14th to 19th. Come watch the top 16 youth baseball teams from across the country. These are the future stars of Canadian baseball, tomorrow's collegiate standouts and professional players, all chasing a national championship. Don't miss a week of elite competition, unforgettable moments, and the future of Canadian baseball in Okotoks.
Hey baseball fans, make sure to stay up to date with your favorite teams across the league by subscribing to the WCBL YouTube channel right now. We have tons of free coverage for you over there, including daily highlights, full archived game broadcasts, daily game day previews, plus the WCBL report with myself and Joe McFarland every Wednesday. It's all in one spot, the WCBL YouTube channel. Subscribe today.
Years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
Ready for the top of the second inning here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. Diego Quinones coming off a 36 pitch top of the first. Like to get a few less pitches to get out of the inning. Give himself a chance to get as many innings in here for head coach Joe Carnahan, pitching coach Ryan Olcheway, and pitching consultant Dustin Mulliken. Not sure if Dustin's here tonight or not. He's not here all the time. First pitch foul back by Mateo Pierre, the catcher, strike 1. Actually, Dustin's probably not here. Smart if he isn't, because he should be attending his mom's birthday. So happy birthday to Lisa down Regina way. Check swing, called strike 2 by the home plate umpire Scott Mills, and Quinones again and goes ahead 2 strikes quickly. Slider low and away, ball 1, 1-2. Couldn't get him to chase. Pierre hitting 172, 5 for 29, a home run, 7 RBIs. He has a double to his credit for this season. Inside, 2-2. Mateo Pierre from France. Tens Arizona Western. Fouled off. Count holds at 2-2. See what else we can find out here from Mateo Pierre. 2-2 pitch. Swung on him, missed, strike three. That's 3 straight strikeouts for Diego Quinones as he's finding the range here. Jake Fowler, the second baseman, now coming up. Fowler hasn't played a lot. Six for 17 is his batting numbers. And looks at a called strike. In fact, this is only the 7th time Fowler's been in a game with Regina. 1 strike pitch. He'll check it first, and first base umpire Aaron Roberts says no swing. 1 ball, 1 strike. 6 for 17 for Fowler's, a .353 average. All 6 of his hits are singles. He has an RBI. That coming in the first time he played against the Swift Current 57s. This one's his 7th base hit of the game, of the season. A single to the right field side. And it'll put a runner on base for Regina. 2nd hit for them in the game. 1 away, brings up the number 9 hitter, Lance Anderson. Shortstop's 19 for 67 on the season, .284. Has 3 home runs, 10 RBI. 1 double and 3 triples. Lance Anderson has some speed to him. He's tied for the league lead in triples. Hits the first pitch up the middle. Salinas, the toss to short for 1. Over to first base, double play. Nathan Houston, the shortstop, covering 2nd, throws on to first, and they double off Lance Anderson, a 4-6-3 double play to end the inning. And it's 3 up, 3 down with a single in the middle there, but erased on the double play. No runs, 1 hit, no Barry's errors, nobody left on base after an inning and a half. Regina 1, Saskatoon no score. You're watching Barry's Baseball on FloCollege.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
Saskatoon Berries coming to the plate, trailing 1-0. 6, 7, and 8 hitters to face Kagan Baker. Nick Stinson, the left fielder. First baseman Josh Henson. Third baseman Nick Cote. Scheduled to hit for the Berries against the Regina Red Sox right-hander Kagan Baker, who's making his 2nd start against the Berries this year. Baker's first pitch hits Stinson on the right leg. So the Berries get the leadoff man on. So now Josh Henson came into the game tied for 7th in the league in at-bats with 113. Has 32 hits in those 113 at-bats, translates to a .283 average. Right-handed hitter. From Huntsville, Alabama, and coming off his freshman year at Southeastern Louisiana University. First pitch inside, ball 1. Mentioned this is Baker's second appearance of the season, second start of the season against the Berries. Henson with a high drive to straightaway center field. Montz tracking back. He's at the fence, jumps, and he's gotten. No, it's gone. You can kiss that baby goodbye. Montz came down. I thought he had the ball, but then he disgustedly smacked his glove, and well, you kind of knew right there and then that the ball had gone over the fence. Josh Henson with his 6th home run of the season, a 2-run shot, and the Berries are all of a sudden in front 2-1. Nobody in the park was sure until Mont said, "Darn it, I don't have it." Well, there's the Berries' first 2 runs they've scored against Kagan Baker this year. In that one and only start previously, back on the 16th of June, back at Curry Field in Regina, Baker pitched 8 innings and allowed only 3 hits. He's given up 3 hits already in 2 runs. And we're only an inning plus into this game. RBIs 27 and 28 for Josh Henson. Nick Cote at the plate. Second pitch to him on the outside corner. 1-1 the count. Nobody out. Center fielder Nash Nichols on deck for the Berries. Baker's 1-1. Cote, little looper down the right field line. That will get down. A base hit. Cote with a big turn around first. And he'll get back to the bag as the throw into the cutoff man in shallow right field. Another hit for the Berries. 4 of them now on the game. And it'll bring up Nash Nichols. Berry center fielder hitting .205, 16 for 78, but 6 of those 16 hits are home runs. He's tied for 7th in the league in round trippers. And he'll show bunt. Bunt past the mound. Up with it is the third baseman on to first, and in time. Bang, bang play at first base. Third baseman with a good strong throw. Brady by. Cote advances to second. Don't know that it was necessarily intended to be a sacrifice, but it'll work out that way. That's the first out. As Cote into scoring position at second, and back to the top of the order for Brock Laird, who struck out against Kagan Baker back in the bottom of the first inning. So second time now through the order for Kagan Baker and the Regina Red Sox pitcher against the Berries. 2 runs in and a runner on second with 1 away. Low and away with the slider, ball 1. Laird on a 3-game hitting streak coming into tonight. 6 for his last 15. A home run and 2 runs batted in that time. Swing and a miss on the fastball up and around the eyes, 1-1. Brock not exactly the tallest guy. Listed at 5'9", 180 pounds. Well, he likes that high pitch. I've seen him swing at that before. Breaking ball. Slow curve. Down low, 2-1. You see that high fastball, and then you get that slow curve, and boy, that's a major velocity difference. Trying to change speeds, trying to throw the hitter off balance is Baker. 2-1 pitch coming to Brock Laird with a runner on second. That fastball up high, and this time Laird holds off. Now 3-1. Ethan Murdoch on deck. Barrie's right fielder extended his hitting streak to 4 games last inning. The 3-1 pitch upcoming. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Full count. Laird's also 6th in the league in walks with 22. So he's got a good eye. 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball inside. There's that good eye. Draws the walk. First and second now with 1 away. And Ethan Murdoch coming to the plate. And catcher Mateo Pierre taking a slow stroll to the pitcher's mound to chat with Kagan Baker. And now it'll be the pitching coach coming out as well for Regina. To have a chat. Zane Poland, I should say. Former pitcher with the Red Sox in 2022 and 2023. He's the pitching coach from Wilcox, Saskatchewan, just south of Regina. The home of Athol Murray College at Notre Dame, which is located in Wilcox. Home plate umpire Scott Mills comes out and breaks up the meeting. It's worth talking about Murdoch. 48 hits. Now tied for the league lead in that department, for the time being at least. Right-handed hitter coming off his senior year at Marshall University, where he had another good season. He's having a good summer season as he fouls that first pitch off out of play beyond the batting cage down the right field side. Strike 1. One strike pitch, low and away with the slider, 1-1. Murdoch had 6 home runs and 17 RBI in 30 games at Marshall University. He didn't play a lot, but he had an injury in there. Takes a called strike, 1-2. Played in 30 games and only 90 at bats. $20 for 90. .222 average only. Compared to last year here at the Berries, where he hit .325, had 10 home runs and 53 runs batted in 50 games. 1-2 the count on the Berries right fielder. 2 men on, 1 out. Baker's 1-2 pitch is outside. Again, the catcher Pierre trying to frame it. Not getting the call from Scott Mills, the home plate umpire, now 2-2. Kagan Baker ready to kick and deliver the 2-2. Line drive up the middle. That'll fall in for a base hit. Turning third and being held up is Nick Cote as Ian Montesthrow gets to the backstop, but backing up is Kagan Baker. And they'll hold the runner at third, and the bases are loaded. Cote at third, Laird at second, and Murdoch 2 for 2 on the night with a single up the middle. Still only 1 away, and it's Gavin Panks, the catcher, who's going to take off the one shin guard that he had on. The life of the catcher, you never know if you're going to be hitting or if you're going to be going back out into the field, and you're in the batter's box and you think to yourself, or in the on-deck circle and you think to yourself, if they hit into a double player. We get the third out, and I'm still stuck without my gear on. Goodness, I got to hustle. But he's up there now and takes a slow curveball out in the outside corner for a strike. Second baseman Guile Salinas on deck. Panks with a solid single to right his first time up. He's now on a 5-game hitting streak. 7 for 12 in that time. Down low, 1-1. Seventh man up in this bottom of the second inning for the Berries. A 2-run homer from Josh Henson. And the Berries have loaded the bases since then. 1-1 pitch. Hit the opposite way into left field, a base hit. Coming around there to score, and on his tail is Brock Laird. He will be in to score as well. A 2-run base hit for Gavin Panks. RBIs 26 and 27 on the season for him as Nick Cote and Brock Laird score. Ethan Murdoch holds up at second base. First and second, 4-1 the score now for the Berries, and Guile Salinas coming back up. 4 hits in the inning for the Berries. He scored 11 in the first inning last night in Swift Current. We're seeing a little bit of those hitting shoes coming back on here in the second inning against the Regina Red Sox. And a very good pitcher in Kagan Baker, who delivers a fastball low at the inside corner at the knees for strike 1. Still only 1 out, first and second. Shortstop Nathan Houston on deck. He would be the 9th hitter of the inning for the Berries should he get the opportunity. Murdoch dancing around at second. Drawing attention as that looked pretty good. Called the ball. 1-1 the count on Salinas, who flew out to right field his first time up. .500 on-base percentage. So every 2 times he comes up to the plate, he gets on base. That's low, I think, or outside. One or the other, maybe a combination of both. Home plate umpire Scott Mills appears to be squeezing that strike zone on pitching tonight. Can't get the benefit of just being on the black. You better cross the plate. Almost a full baseball across the plate, too, from the looks of it. Now a fake, and Murdoch scrambles back to the bag. There was nobody there covering, so he was okay, but he kind of slipped and stumbled, and Kagan Baker almost thought about running it over there himself, see if he couldn't catch him. No, he really didn't, but that's almost the way it appeared. 2-1 the count. Salinas on the ground towards first. Taken there. The throw on to second. And they'll call him out. But it's a fielder's choice, as they'll get Gavin Panks at second for the second out. Salinas at first. Murdoch down to third. Will Toger, the first baseman, with an interesting decision there to go for the force at first, because they weren't going to get Salinas with the double play there, with the ball not hit that hard. So first and third now with 2 away. First pitch and a good play by Mateo Pierre to catch that bounce in the left-hand batter's box. Houston popped out to second base his first time up last inning. Again, he's a Regina resident. Attended Martin Collegiate for high school. Line drive left field. That one will get down. Murdoch will score. It's 5-1. Salinas making his way over to third base and the throw into second. But in there with a double is Nathan Houston, picking up his 20th run batted in of the season. So Nick Stinson, who was hit by a pitch with the very first pitch of this inning from Kagan Baker. Comes up for a second time this inning. See if this at-bat lasts longer than one pitch, and tell you a little bit more about Nick's season. Product of Kennesaw, Georgia. Hitting .298. 31 hits and 104 at-bats. Baker's first pitch, Simpson, line drive center field, but Mont's back a couple of steps will make the catch on that well-hit ball, and that finally ends the inning. But what a bottom of the second for the Saskatoon Berries. They score 5 runs with the benefit of 5 hits. There were no Regina errors and 2 runners left on base. After 2, Saskatoon 5, Regina 1. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
Get ready for the sweetest baseball event in Canada. All the very best players from around the WCBL will be in the very best city for the 2026 All-Star Weekend. Don't be sour. Get your tickets to the summer's biggest baseball event now.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
Top of the order for the Regina Red Sox here in the top of the 3rd inning. Jalen Myers, who singled and scored to lead off the game back in the 1st inning against Diego Quinones, coming up. Myers, Montz, and Toger, the first 3 men up for the Regina Red Sox here in the top of the 3rd inning. 5-1, suddenly Diego Quinones has himself a lead. Line drive into left field. That will be taken on one hop by Nick Stinson, and Myers is 2 for 2. Third hit of the night for the Regina Red Sox. It'll bring up Ian Montz, who walked a 10-pitch walk in quite the battle with Quinones back in the 1st inning. Quinones' first pitch is outside, ball 1. Tough top of the order here for the Regina Red Sox. Their first 4 hitters, all big parts of the championship last year for the Red Sox. Quinones delivers low to Ian Montz, 2-0 the count. Pitch, fouled off, and into the crowd. It glanced off the screen and deflected down into the seats. Luckily, fans are okay. 2-1 the count to Ian Montz. 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Montz with a big cut at that 2-1 slider. Myers on first. He's a Texan. Hit 300 after arriving in Regina in mid-July last year. He's on first. Montz, line drive into left field. That'll be a base hit. Stinson over, glances off his glove and gets in behind him. And being held up at third is Jalen Myers, as the throw will get all the way to the plate. It'll be a single and an error, allowing Montz to go to second and Myers to advance to third. And Will Toger, the first baseman, coming up. He walked the last inning, or back in the first at least. That's the second error of the game for the Berries. A little conference on the mound with the Berries infielders and catcher Gavin Panks with pitcher Diego Quinones. Just communicating what they want to do here with a runner on second and third. We'll see where the infielders play. Josh Henson, the first baseman, is going to play back. Third baseman Nick Cote is back. So double play depth. We're playing back. No runner at first, so no chance of a double play, but they'll concede the run playing back in the infield with Toger up. And his first pitch, line drive right to Nick Cote, who makes the catch. That's well hit by Toger, but right at the third baseman, Nick Cote, for the first out. Brings up Brady Bye, who hit a ball down the right field line, just foul, caught by Ethan Murdoch. It drove in the first Regina run of the game. Now he's back up with first base open. And a first pitch strike. One away with runners on second and third here in the top of the third inning. Foul back to the screen. Fastball on the inside of the plate. Again, Bye had 10 runs batted in the playoffs, which led everybody. A .333 average in the postseason over 8 games. Down low, Panks with the block. 1-2 the count. Bye also had 9 home runs in the regular season last year. He's already got 8 this year. Berries, or the Regina Red Sox, are at the halfway point of the 56-game season. There's that slider inside, 2-2. So Brady Bye on pace to hit double-digit home runs in the high double digits as well. Quinones with a 2-2 pitch. Fouled out at the plate. Count holds at 2-2. Ty Martinez, the right fielder, is on deck. Diego Quinones kicks and fires by line drive, right center field. That's going to split the outfielders, and it'll be gone. A home run. Line drive that clears the fence. A 3-run home run for Brady Bye. And it's 5-4 now in favor of the Saskatoon Berries as the Regina Red Sox respond here in the top of the third inning. Bye has driven in all 4 Regina runs tonight. 9th home run, and he has 39 RBI to lead the league. Pitch outside to Ty Martinez, ball 1. Quinones deals on the inside corner for a strike, 1-1. Swing and a miss by Martinez. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He struck out his first time up back in the first inning. One-two pitch. Low and away. Gets past Panks to the screen, but nobody on base. 2-2. Regina Red Sox after tonight. Move on to Moose Jaw tomorrow. Take on the Miller Express. Swing and a miss. And Martinez will take off for first as ball wasn't handled cleanly by Panks, but he'll throw him out and complete the strikeout. Strikeout number 4 of the night for Diego Quinones. There's 2 away here in the top of the 3rd inning. And Cooper Jones, the designated hitter now, who struck out his first time up back in the 1st inning. At the knees with a fastball for a strike from Quinones. 5-4 Saskatoon, top of the 3rd inning. That's down low or outside. I couldn't tell. Again, our broadcast location not directly behind home plate. We don't have a monitor to tell you. Foul to the screen, 1-2. I mean, I guess I could lean over and try and call the game like this over the shoulder of my producer tonight, Heather Burry. But she wouldn't like that, I don't think. She'd probably smack me. I mean, she laughs at my jokes, which is nice. Inside, 2-2. I know if it was my wife, Verna, she would not let me get away with that. Deuce is wild on the top of the row of the right field scoreboard here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and foul back to the screen. Count holds at 2-2. Against Cooper Jones. Jones, as we mentioned, from American Fork, Utah. Attends Brigham Young University. 6'1", 190-pound infielder. He's the DH tonight. Fouls another one off. Over top of the screen. And out of play. Count holds at 2-2. We said at the beginning tonight that the Berries have a busy week going on here, and boy, they do. Call strike 3. Inside corner at the knees. Strikeout number 5 of the night for Quinones. But the Red Sox do score 3 runs on 3 hits in the top of the 3rd inning. No Berries errors and nobody left on base. After 2.5, it's Saskatoon 5, Regina 4 as you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege. Bottom third of the Berries batting order coming up in the bottom of the third inning. Josh Henson, the first baseman, third baseman Nick Cote, center fielder Nash Nichols coming up. Henson with a 2-run homer back in the second inning. Facing Kagan Baker. Berries have 7 hits through 2 innings. Swing and a miss on a changeup. Strike 1. Henson's 6th home run, give him 28 runs batted in on the year. Inside 1-1. Baker kicks and delivers. Again, the changeup stays high. 2-1. Josh Henson's now on a 4-game hitting streak thanks to that home run. 4 RBI in that time. Fouls that off at the plate. Count even at 2-2. Pitch counts up a little bit on both sides as far as the starters go. Diego Quinones already at 71 through 3 innings. Henson fouls that off. That'll deflect off the screen and end up in the first base bleachers. Count holding at 2-2. So we've had that sort of a thing happen on both sides. Off the screen, kind of deflects it and sends it on into the seats for a souvenir. Everybody's okay. A lot of the steam's taken off of that thanks to it hitting the screen. So bounced in, full count. Now to Josh Henson. Baker's already at 55 pitches on the game. Full count. And he'll have to throw a 57th pitch now as that's fouled over out of play. Mentioned it's a great night outside. Temperature 21 degrees Celsius, 70 Fahrenheit, mainly sunny skies. That wind is down, west-northwest at 9 kilometers per hour. That is outside, or inside, I guess. And a ball 4 walk, a 7-pitch at-bat. Good eye for Josh Henson. I didn't think that he had gotten the walk there, but he draws it. He's on first. They'll bring up Nick Cote, who singled his first time up. Cote now 13 for 54 on the season, which is the Oakville, Ontario product. That's 241, and that average is coming up. First pitch swinging, foul tip for a strike. Cote also scored last inning. The Berries scored 5 times. On the ground, into the hole, it's short. Fielded, the throw on to second in time to get Henson, but that's it. A fielder's choice. Cote on first. Good defensive play by the shortstop Lance Anderson for Regina to get the first out, and to bring up Nash Nichols, who given credit for a sacrifice bunt his first time up last inning. Almost looked like he could have been trying to bunt for a base hit, but an excuse me swing foul on that breaking pitch. Strike 1. Nichols from Waxahachie, Texas. Spent a couple of years at Brookhaven College in Dallas. Ball 1-1. Played 2 years at Brookhaven College as Nash Nichols. Kagan Baker's pitch is fouled off. That's out of play. Almost ends up in the Castle section, in behind home plate. Same level as where we are, our broadcast location. 1-2 the count on Nash Nichols. Be the top of the order. Brock Laird on deck next. Laird's going to get a third plate appearance, barring a double play, in 3 innings. Swing and a miss. Foul tip, strike 3. That's the second strikeout of the night for Kagan Baker. 2 away. Laird struck out the first inning, walked and scored last inning. He's the DH tonight. He's played a lot of shortstop this season. Nathan Houston is playing shortstop tonight. He's played a lot of center field recently. The Berries down a couple of outfielders from the beginning of the year. Change up inside, ball 1. So the Berries have a few infielders, more infielders than outfielders, and they've had to put some infielders out in the outfield. Nick Stinson still out there playing left field tonight. Slider down and away, ball 2, 2-0. And another infielder has arrived. Mason Rell has joined the Berries. He's on the bench. Sit back up the middle, base hit. Cote will go station to station. He'll stop at second. 8th hit of the game for the Berries. Runners at first and second with 2 away. And now Ethan Murdoch, who's 2 for 2. Scored his last inning, his second time up. Came around on the double by Nathan Houston. Murdoch 4th in the league in RBI with 33 coming into tonight. Looks at the first pitch, low and away, ball 1. Kagan Baker looks back at the runner at second. Fastball in there for a strike, 1-1. One pitch upcoming. Hit back through the middle. That'll hop on through, a base hit. Around third and heading for home as Montz unleashes the throw towards home. Not in time. Nick Cote will score. An RBI single for Ethan Murdoch makes the score 6-4. The Berries in the lead. Stopping up at second is Brock Laird. And it'll bring up Gavin Panks. And here comes the pitching coach, Zane Poland, once again. For the Regina Red Sox. Nobody throwing down the left field line in the bullpen. There is action down the right field side in the Berries bullpen. Again, Diego Quinonez's pitch count is at 71 through 3 innings unofficially. For Mr. Baker, give me a few seconds here to compute this. He's up to 67 pitches already, and he's not through the 3rd inning himself. And Scott Mills is going to break this up at the mound. Somebody's got the rubber bands out and stretching and loosening up. Don't know if that's the pitcher necessarily that's going to throw or start warming up, or who that is exactly. But it'll be Gavin Panks coming to the plate. He's 2 for 2 tonight. That bumps the batting average up. Now 435 for Panks. whose hometown is Covington, Louisiana. Left-handed hitter. Takes a strike. His single last inning brought in 2 runs. Fouled off. Caught in the on-deck circle by Guile Salinas off the hop. To be fair, it wasn't hit overly hard when it got to him. Two-strike pitch upcoming to the Berries catcher from Kagan Baker. Swing and just a piece of it sent back to the screen. A fastball there from Kagan Baker that Panks did well to get a piece of. Stay alive, 2 strikes. 1 run in. Runners on first and second with 2 away. Laird at second, Murdoch at first. Baker with a long look at second. 2-strike pitch hit up the middle. Going to be taken by the second baseman and a flip to short to second base for the out to end the inning. The shortstop, Lance Anderson, makes the out after Jake Fowler fielded the ball. For the Berries in the bottom of the 3rd inning, they scored a run on 2 hits. There were no Regina errors. 2 runners left on base. Through 3 complete. At Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field, 6-4. Saskatoon leads Regina. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
This July, the Okotoks Dogs and Baseball Canada will host the Road to Okotoks and the Morneau Cup National Championship at the Seaman Stadium Complex from July 14th to 19th. Come watch the top 16 youth baseball teams from across the country. These are the future stars of Canadian baseball, tomorrow's collegiate standouts and professional players, all chasing a national championship. Don't miss a week of elite competition, unforgettable moments, and the future of Canadian baseball in Okotoks.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
Hey baseball fans, make sure to stay up to date with your favorite teams across the league by subscribing to the WCBL YouTube channel right now. We have tons of free coverage for you over there, including daily highlights, full archived game broadcasts, daily game day previews, plus the WCBL report with myself and Joe McFarland every Wednesday. It's all in one spot, the WCBL YouTube channel. Subscribe today.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
Unofficial line score quickly here, going into the top of the 4th inning for the Saskatoon Berries. 6 runs on 9 hits. They've committed 2 errors. They've left 6 runners on base. For the Regina Red Sox, 4 runs on 5 hits. They've yet to commit an error, and they've left 2 runners on base. Top of the 4th inning, bottom third of the order for the Regina Red Sox. Catcher Mateo Pierre, second baseman Jake Fowler, shortstop Lance Anderson. Pierre, fly ball center field off the first pitch. Drifting back and making the catch is Nash Nichols for the first out. 5 strikeouts on the night for Diego Quinones, who's still in the game. That was his 72nd pitch thrown unofficially. 5 strikeouts, 2 walks for Quinones. There is action down the right field line in the Berries bullpen, although it is slowed up. Brooke Jones, left-hander, is on the mound. Does have a bullpen catcher out there. Showing bunt and taking a strike is second baseman Jake Fowler, who singled but then was doubled up on the bases. Fowler 7 for 18. Takes a strike at the letters. Behind quickly 0-2. Fowler's listed amongst the pitchers for the Regina Red Sox from Los Alamitos, California. Attends school at Cerritos College. He'll waste the 2-strike pitch. Stay alive at 0-2. Two-strike pitch again, and that'll hit Fowler on the left arm. So he'll draw first on a hit by pitch. That'll smart. He'll make his way to first and gets a polite applause from the crowd here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. Pretty decent crowd. Not a lot of fans down the foul lines along the fence in the general admission area. Still looking at a pretty decent sized crowd in the 1,700 range, I'd have to guess, for a Monday night. Tomorrow and Wednesday, the Okotoks Dogs are here. And then there's more action here on the weekend. We'll get to that momentarily. Lance Anderson takes a slider for a strike. He grounded into a double play back in the second inning. Quinones would like that to happen again. Fouled off. That's off the screen again. Slowed it actually off a guy wire on the screen and over top of the first base bleachers. 2 strikes. Quickly, Quinones ahead of the shortstop Lance Anderson. He's from the University of Arkansas at Little Rock. Calls Boise, Idaho home. Oh, that pitch over top of everybody to the screen. Hit the screen on the fly. And advancing to second on the wild pitch is Jake Fowler. Quinones uncorked one there that didn't have the right grip on. Didn't have the right release point. Something along that line. See if he can battle back here with a 1-2 pitch to Lance Anderson. Swing and a miss on that slider. Down and away. And Anderson is the 6th strikeout victim of the night for Diego Quinones. 2 away. Bring up Jalen Myers, who's 2 for 2 and 2 runs scored. Left fielder Jalen Myers, listed as an infielder. He's playing left field tonight. Dangerous at the plate, to be sure. And he hits one to the right side and into right field, a base hit. Ethan Murdoch up with the ball, heading around third, and in to score is Jake Fowler without drawing a throw. And that's an RBI single for Myers. Makes the score 6-5. Ian Montz will come to the plate. And here's Joe Carnahan, the Berries head coach, making the slow walk out to the mound. And that's going to be all for Diego Quinones tonight. Brooks Jones is going to come into the ball game. In relief, a left-hander to face the left-handed hitting Ian Montz. Quinones gets a round of applause from the crowd here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. A 3 2/3 innings outing for Diego Quinones. But he'll give way to Brooks Jones. Barry's lefty coming into the ball game. 6'3", 200-pounder from Lawrence, Kansas. Attended Hutchinson Community College in Hutchinson, Kansas, his first 2 years of college. For his junior year, he will attend the University of Texas at Rio Grande Valley. Let's tell you more about Brooks Jones on the season. This will be his 11th appearance in the season, all out of the bullpen. He's pitched 13 in the third innings, allowed 7 hits, 4 runs, 2 of them earned. Struck out 18 and walked 10. He last appeared on Canada Day, pitching 2 2/3 innings against the Brooks Bombers, striking out 4 and walking 3 without allowing a run or a hit. So Brooks Jones into the ball game. Three 2/3 innings for Quinones. He's responsible for the man on first base. He's allowed 6 hits tonight. Struck out 6. Walked 2 and hit a batter. Faced 19 batters tonight. And leaves with a 6-5 lead, but not in line for the victory because he didn't pitch 5 full innings. Taking off from first, Jalen Myers, and a foul tip, strike 1. So Myers will have to return to first base. Quinones leaves with 81 pitches thrown tonight. Down low, 1-1. Jones doesn't have any wins, losses, or saves in his record, and a 1.35 earned run average. Been very effective. Breaking ball outside, 2-1. Will Toger, the first baseman, is on deck. Here in the top of the 4th. Ian Montz walked in the first inning, singled and scored in the 3rd. Down low, 3-1. Montz, tall, lean, fast center fielder. Hits a little looper down the left field side, but that'll be foul by quite a bit. Brings the count full at 3-2. Montz is 6'4", 200. Three-two pitch, runner goes on the ground. Taken at first by Josh Henson. He'll touch the bag and record the 3rd out. Ends the inning. Good job, Brooks Jones, to get out of the inning. But the Regina Red Sox score a run in the top of the 4th. On 1 hit, no Barry's errors, and 1 runner left on base. After 3.5, Saskatoon 6, Regina 5. You're watching Barry's Baseball on FloCollege. Kyle Salinas, middle third of the Saskatoon Berries order, up against Kagan Baker and the Regina Red Sox here in the bottom of the fourth inning. First pitch swinging, line drive into left field, base hit. 14-game hitting streak for Salinas, who's going to go for two as the throw into second base will be not in time. Salinas slides in safely with a leadoff double. Kyle Salinas on a 14-game hitting streak with that two-base hit to start off the bottom of the fourth inning. The Berries' 10th hit of the night. First pitch swinging. Pitch number 73 in the game for Kagan Baker unofficially. The Red Sox did have somebody throwing down the left field line. Now he's going to stay out there and throw. Looks like, just looking for a different baseball. Here's Nathan Houston now. First pitch up and in, and Houston able to duck out of the way, ball one. Houston doubled and drove in a run back in the second inning. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Try and catch a number down that left field line. Those red numbers on the blue jerseys. Not the easiest to see. Salinas dancing around at second. Second baseman Fowler. Now there's going to be a balk. Or no, timeout called maybe. Home plate umpire jumped out from behind home plate and started pointing. Might have been a ball that got away from the bullpen down the left field line. So nothing doing. One-0 pitch. Swing and a miss by Houston, 1-1. Okay, whose eyes are good? Can see that red number against the blue background of that jersey. Can't see it. Baker delivers. On the ground towards the hole, it's short. Diving and making the play. Long throw, not going to be in time. Houston will beat it out. A good play to range into the hole to his right by the shortstop Lance Anderson. But by the time he got back to his feet and through, Houston was across the bag at first with an infield hit. So it's the 11th hit of the night for the Berries. 58. Well, let's see what that says. As Zane Poland is back out to talk with starting pitcher Caden Baker. 5-0 or 58? I don't have a 58 and I don't have a 50. Well, that's no darn help. Let's see here. Might be a newcomer to this team. Let's see what the website says. Yeah, they do it in numerical order. All right, there is a 58. There's a David Hensarling is listed as wearing number 58. He's a 6'1", 180-pound right-hander, and that is a right-hander down the left field line in the bullpen. Yeah, Ry Pathakos is not pressing hard enough on those carbon copies for the ones that come our way. Have to give Ry some heck. I thought he ate a lot of good Greek food this past summer. Nick Stinson to the plate. Hit by a pitch and scored in the second inning. Flew out in that same inning as the Berries sent 10 men to the plate back in a 5-run second. They lead here 6-5. Nobody out and threatening again here with runners at first and second. First pitch outside to Stinson, ball one. Kagan Baker A little different this time around than his first time against the Berries. Swing and a miss by Stinson, 1-1. Mentioned the first time he pitched against them back in the middle of June at Curry Field. He went 8 innings and allowed only 3 hits, no runs. He was good and tough that night. The Berries have gotten to him so far this evening. 1-1 pitch. Inside, 2-1. Stinson with 16 runs batted in for the Kennesaw, Georgia product. Two-1 on the ground towards second. Fowler with it to short for 1. Back onto first, not in time. Stinson beats it out. Salinas to third on the fielder's choice. 1 away. And runners on first and third. Brings up Josh Henson. 2-run homer in the second inning. Walked to lead off the third. 1 for 1 officially in the ball game. Breaking ball outside, ball 1. Salinas 90 feet away from giving the Berries a multiple run lead again in the game. Inside with a breaking ball, 2-0. Baker up around 80 plus pitches thrown in the game. Now a throw over to first, a check on the runner. Stinson dives back into the bag. Baker's thrown 100 plus pitches in a game twice this season. He gets a called strike there on the 2-0 pitch to Henson, 2-1. He threw 93 in those 8 innings against the Berries back on the 16th of June at Curry Field. High, 3-1 now to Henson, as David Henserling continues to warm up down the left field line. Nick Cote is on deck. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Full count. Let's see here with 1 away if Nick Stinson takes off from first base with this pitch. Salinas at third. 1 out. On the move is Stinson. Fly ball. Shallow right field. Stinson's got a... Now that one falls in. And Salinas had to wait. He will cross the plate and make it 7-5. Looked like the right fielder, Ty Martinez, might have a shot at catching that. And if he does, it's an easy double play at first base because the runner Stinson was already at second and was watching, but the ball fell in just in front of Ty Martinez for a base hit, and Henson now with 3 runs batted in the game. Stinson at second, still 1 away. It's 3 hits in the inning for the Saskatoon Berries. They're up 7-5. Fastball up and in on Nick Cote, ball 1. Cote singled and scored in the second inning, reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the third. One 0 pitch upcoming to Nick Cote from Oakville, Ontario. Popped up. Foul. That's twisting out of play towards the batting cage down the right field line. 1-1 the count. Cote coming off his freshman year at Niagara University. Where are you at 271? 1-1 pitch. Called strike. Breaking ball down at the knees on the outside corner, 1-2. Cote played 47 games for the Niagara University Purple Eagles. That's a Division I school in the NCAA and the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. Fouls that off, stays alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nick had 20 RBI in 47 games, 45 for 166 to get that 271 average. He had 1 home run. He also had 9 doubles during his freshman college season. 1-2 pitch and another foul off. Now that pitch count's really getting up for Kagan Baker as David Henserling continues to throw down the left field line in the Regina bullpen. One-two again. And again, Cote fouls off the changeup this time. That was high and inside, and Cote probably thought he looked like a beach ball coming in that slow. He took a big, mighty cut at it and just got a piece of it. Sometimes those slow balls, just ask the Seattle Mariners with Miles Straw the other night. That was like watching slow pitch. That ball had hang time. Some punters would have been proud of that in football. 2-2 the count now on a pitch down low from Kagan Baker to Nick Cote. Nash Nichols, center fielder, on deck for the Berries. Now Baker will step off, turn towards second. Wants to keep the runner Stinson close. Jake Fowler, the second baseman, in reasonable proximity. Might they think about the pickoff now, as Fowler is really close now, creeping in. Nope. Cote, a line drive into left center field. That's going to split the outfielders and roll onto the warning track. In to score is Nick Stinson. Salinas is rounding, that's Henson, I should say, rounding third and coming in to score. And it's 9-5 now as Nick Cote with a 2-run double. RBIs 8 and 9 on the season for Cote. And that's going to be it for Kagan Baker, as Ry Pathakos, the head coach of the Regina Red Sox, is out to get him. 9 runs on 13 hits for the Berries in 3 2/3 innings against Kagan Baker tonight. A much different outing for him than his first time around against the Berries back at Curry Field some 3 weeks ago. Nash Nichols will face the new Regina pitcher. And it'll be David Henserling. And according to this is going to be his first appearance. Nope. Wrong-o. This will be his 5th appearance. There's 2 different listings for him on the website. The first one didn't have anything, but this one does have. And this will be the 3rd time he faces the Saskatoon Berries. He pitched 2 1/3 innings against them back on the 2nd of June. Gave up 7 runs, all earned in 2 1/3, with 3 hits, 4 walks, and struck out 5. Then on the 11th of June at Curry Field, he gave up a hit, 2 runs, both earned, walked 2 in 1/3 of an inning. For the year, Henserling has pitched 6 innings, has allowed 10 hits, 19 runs, all earned, struck out 11, and walked 8. That earned run average is a 28.50. from only 6 innings pitched. So David Henserling is into the ball game to pitch for the Regina Red Sox. He's a right-hander out of Ocean Springs, Mississippi. 10 Nickel State, 6'1", 180 pounds. He'll face Nash Nichols, the center fielder. Barry's center fielder sacrificed and struck out. Still 1 away here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 3 runs in. Big fastball from Henserling. Swing and a miss by Nichols. Strike 1. Brock Laird is on deck. Fastball outside, high, 1-1. Henserling has an arm. 8 strikeouts in 6 innings. So he can bring that fastball. Looking at the runner at Cote at second. Fouled off by Nichols, 1-2. He's also walked 11. So control can be an issue in the brief numbers of times that he has appeared. That's down low. A good block by Mateo Pierre, the catcher, 2-2. (9-5), Barry's with the lead. Bottom of the 4th inning, we've only had 2 zeros up on the board. 1 for each side. Barry's in the 1st inning, Regina in the 2nd. Otherwise, the hitters are beating the pitchers tonight. Called strike 3 at the knees, according to Scott Mills. 2 away. Top of the order now, Brock Laird. 4th inning, his 4th plate appearance. 1 for 2. Singled, walked and scored, struck out. That's the line for Brock Laird so far tonight. Starting to be looking like a light night again. Laird fouls this one off into the screen, strike 1. We're not quite to 9 o'clock, but we're close. We're a lot closer to 9 than we are to 8. So an hour and 52 minutes already into the ball game. And we're still in the 4th inning. Lots of pitches. Henserling with a 1-strike delivery upcoming to Brock Laird. Broke down and away, ball 1. Baker came out with 93 pitches in 3 2/3 innings, or 3 1/3 innings actually. That must be outside. 2-1. Scott Mills flashes the 2-1 count. Shadows creeping over the infield. That one's off of the catcher's glove, hit the umpire Mills and sat there, and Pierre thought it had gone to the backstop and then realized it hadn't. Holding his ground at second base is Nick Cote, as the count now is at 3-1 to Brock Laird with 2 away here. And Ethan Murdoch on deck, who's 3 for 3 tonight with an RBI. 3-1 pitch. Fouled off. Full count. Really, the only place that's got sunlight beaming down on them is from about right center field round to left center. Otherwise, everything else is shadows. 3-2 pitch. Foul back to the screen. Laird stays alive. Full count. New pitcher David Henschling. Both starters are out of the game. Diego Quinones left in the top of the fourth inning in favor of Brooks Jones. Kagan Baker's out of the game now for Regina. David Henschling on now to face Brock Laird after striking out Nash Nichols. Full count pitch. Up high and in, ball 4. First and second. It'll bring up Ethan Murdoch. Murdoch 3 for 3, 3 singles and an RBI. Murdoch up to 50 hits on the season. 50 for 120 is 417. That's pretty fair. Pounds the first pitch foul at the plate. Strike 1. 8th player to the bat for the Berries here in the bottom of the 4th inning. We've only had 1/2 inning where there's been 3 batters up only. And that took a double play by the Berries in the top of the 2nd inning to record that. Murdoch puts this one on the ground, right-hand side. Fowler, the second baseman, up with it, will get it just in time to first base to record the out. The Berries, though, score 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning. They do it with the use of 4 hits, no Regina errors, and 2 runners left on base. After 4, Saskatoon 9, Regina 5. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
Will Toger coming up to lead off the top of the 5th inning for the Regina Red Sox. Meat of the order for the Red Sox, and here there's 3, 4, and 5. Toger, Brady Bye, and Ty Martinez to face Brooks Jones. Swing and a miss by Toger on the first pitch. Actually a foul tip into the mid of Gavin Panks for strike 1. Jones came on in the 4th inning in place of Diego Quinones and was able to get Ian Montz to ground out to the first baseman, Josh Henson. Toger fouls that off into the screen. 2 strikes. Jones quickly ahead. Toger 0 for 1, walked in the first inning, lined out to third baseman Nick Cote in the third. Will Toger attends Garden City Community College, looks at a pitch down low and in, ball 1, 1-2. Two hours into the ball game. Lights have been on since the beginning tonight here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. They're going to need them here soon as that pitch is bounced in and inside. 2-2. Jones trying to throw some sort of funky breaking pitch there that Toger was not biting on. 2-2 pitch coming for Brooks Jones to Will Toger. Fastball fouled off towards the Regina third base dugout. Count holds at 2-2. Yes. You know, sometimes I think when Simon Hyatt brings that up, that they're one pitch away from the 7 strikeouts for the team, I think that kind of sticks in the craw of some of the opponents. I'm not going to be that guy. Boom. A well-hit ball. 2-2 pitch. That is pancakes right there. Swing and a miss. First strikeout for Brooks Jones in the first out of the top of the 5th inning. It'll bring up Brady Bye, who hit a 3-run home run back in the 3rd inning. Sacrifice fly in the first. He has 4 RBI tonight out of the 5 Regina runs. Officially 1 for 1 on the night. That home run extended his hitting streak to 10 games. First pitch ball to Brady Bye from White City, Saskatchewan, just east of Regina. Essentially a hometown guy. Fouls that off. 1-1. It was so nice this morning when I got up. I knew it was going to be a nice day weather-wise. Didn't think to bring a jacket. Now I'm thinking there, it might have made a mistake because it's going to cool off here when it gets dark. Bye slaps that into the ground. Brooks with Jones with the fielding play, and he'll run it over underhand. And there's the second out. So now Ty Martinez, who struck out twice. And actually, we're going to get a pinch hitter here. Pinch hitter coming into the ball game. It'll be Alex Rue coming on. So it's the end of the night for Ty Martinez. Alex Rue into the game. Right-handed hitter. To bat for the left-handed hitting Ty Martinez. First pitch, ball 1. Up and away, ball 2 to the pinch hitter. Trying to find some stuff on Alex Rue. Swing and a miss. Strike 1, 2-1. He had the hitter's count there and he took a big cut. Alex Rue from Mandeville, Louisiana. Attended Spring Hill University. Hitting .227 with the Red Sox. 15 hits and 66 at-bats. Takes a called strike. High in the strike zone. 2-2 the count. Rue has 9 RBI, 4 doubles, 2 triples against Brooks Jones. Deuce is wild across the top line of the scoreboard in right field here. Swing and a miss, strike three. Couple of strikeouts for Brooks Jones, and there is a legitimate 3-up, 3-down inning here tonight in the top of the fifth inning. No runs, no hits, no Barry's errors, nobody left on base. After 4.5, we're halfway through. It's Saskatoon 9, Regina 5. You're watching Barry's Baseball on FloCollege.
Get ready for the sweetest baseball event in Canada. All the very best players from around the WCBL will be in the very best city for the 2020.
This July, the Okotoks Dogs and Baseball Canada will host the Road to Okotoks and the Morneau Cup National Championship at the Seaman Stadium Complex from July 14th to 19th. Come watch the top 16 youth baseball teams from across the country. These are the future stars of Canadian baseball, tomorrow's collegiate standouts and professional players, all chasing a national championship. Don't miss a week of elite competition, unforgettable moments, and the future of Canadian baseball in Okotoks.
Hey baseball fans, make sure to stay up to date with your favorite teams across the league by subscribing to the WCBL YouTube channel right now. We have tons of free coverage for you over there, including daily highlights, full archived game broadcasts, daily game day previews, plus a WCBL report with myself and Joe McFarland every Wednesday. It's all in one spot, the WCBL YouTube channel. Subscribe today.
Meet of the order for the Saskatoon Berries in the bottom of the fifth inning with a 9-5 lead at home over the Regina Red Sox. The number 3 hitter, catcher Gavin Panks, cleanup hitter, second baseman Giles Salinas, and shortstop Nathan Houston to face the second Regina pitcher, David Henserling. Came on last inning in place of Kagan Baker. First pitch outside to Panks, ball 1. Gavin Panks, 2 for 3 tonight, a couple of singles. Has an RBI, hit into a fielder's choice his last time up. Check swing, and that one will go foul up the third baseline. 1-1. I hate to admit that I'm cool, but then again, I might be getting soft. What is going on here? It's 18 degrees Celsius. That's still nice out. 64 Fahrenheit. There's no real wind out. West-northwest at 6. Pitch up high, 2-1. Maybe I've just gotten used to the fact that it was so nice and warm today. Finally felt like summer the last couple of days. Yesterday was steamy. 2-1 pitch outside, 3-1 to Panks. Mainly sunny, but with the sun setting quickly, it'll be clear skies essentially. On a nice Monday evening. 3-1. Panks chops this one past the pitcher. Second baseman Fowler with it to first, just in time. Panks getting down the line quickly, but the throw beats him for the first out. Mentioned it's a busy week for the Berries. They're at home tonight to Regina. Then the Okotoks Dogs make their every second year appearance at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field tomorrow and Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Berries then go on the road for one game on Friday, Thursday off. A Friday visit to Swift Current, and then they play 3 games at home against the 57s. Strike to Giles Salinas, who extended his hitting streak to 14 games. Last inning with a double, and Frank came around to score. He's 1 for 3. Bounced in by Henserling, 1-1. Salinas, third in hits coming into tonight. Tied for 5th in doubles. He's got 11 of them. Now with that double from the last time up. tying his teammate Ethan Murdoch with 11 doubles. That's up and in. Salinas crowds the plate. His toes touch the inside line of the batter's box. So he does get hit by several pitches. 2-1 count to the second baseman. There's a tight slider that is in for a strike, 2-2. David Henserling with one out here in the bottom of the fifth inning. 2-2 pitch upcoming. Henserling taking his sweet time on this one. Swing and a miss. Salinas strikes out. He'll go down to first, but will get thrown out as the catcher, Mateo Pierre, will complete the strikeout. Second strikeout of the appearance for Henserling. 2 away, and Nathan Houston, the batter. Houston's 2 for 3. Double, drove in a run in the second, singled last time up. An infield single. Was erased on the bases on a fielder's choice after that. Henserling's first pitch is a strike. Mentioned Swift Current is here on the weekend. Down low, 1-1 the count, I should say, on Nathan Houston. There's a double header on Saturday, starting at 4 o'clock. First game, second game after that, around 7-ish. Sunday is a 1 o'clock game here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. Fouled off. And it's 1-2. There'll be 4 straight games the Berries will play against the Swift Current 57s this week. This weekend. They actually played them last night in Swift Current at Mitchell Field. That was a bit of a crazy one. 1-2 pitch, check swing, and they'll call him out. Punched out by the first base umpire, the crew chief Aaron Roberts. A 3-up, 3-down inning for the Berries in the bottom of the fifth. No runs, no hits. No Regina errors, nobody left on base. After 5, Saskatoon 9, Regina 5. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
Get ready for the sweetest baseball event in Canada. All the very best players from around the WCBL will be in the very best city for the 2026 All-Star Weekend. Don't be sour. Get your tickets to the summer's biggest baseball event now.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
Brooks Jones back out to pitch for the Saskatoon Berries in the top of the 6th inning. A first pitch strike to Cooper Jones, the designated hitter for the Red Sox. Jones 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Jones versus Jones here. Breaking ball down low, 1-1. Pretty sure they're not related. Brooks Jones, the pitcher from the Berries from Lawrence, Kansas. Cooper Jones from American Fork, Utah. Foul back to the screen, 1-2. Unless they're cousins, that relatives from out of state. Oops. Here comes Pat Janix to collect the ball. Get that out of the way. 1-2 the count on Cooper Jones. Brooks Jones with the delivery. Low, 2-2. Two pitch. Up high. Full count. Catcher Mateo Pierre on deck. Jake Fowler, the second baseman, slated to get up this inning as well for the Regina Red Sox. Hitters 6, 7, and 8 in their order. Rai Pathakos has already made one change. Fouled off by Cooper Jones. He stays alive. Full count. Five runs on 6 hits for Regina in this game. Both starting pitchers out of the game in the 4th inning. Cooper Jones gets a piece of that fastball. Count holds at 3-2. Both teams' pitching staffs have thrown over 100 pitches through 5 innings. That in itself will bring the time of play up. And Cooper Jones refuses to go down. He's 8 pitches in this at-bat. This is a good battle, Jones versus Jones. Once again, the 3-2 delivery upcoming to Cooper Jones. And again, foul back to the screen. Ian Montz had one of these types of at-bats back in the top of the 1st inning. And eventually walked against Diego Quinones on 10 pitches. This is pitch number 10 for Brooks Jones against Cooper Jones. Called strike 3. 3 strikeouts in this appearance for Brooks Jones. He's retired all 5 hitters he's faced since coming on. Brings up Mateo Pierre, the catcher, who's 0 for 2. Struck out in the 2nd inning. Flew out to center in the 4th. Barry's pitchers have struck out 9 now. What happens if they strike out 14? Can you get a second side order of pancakes? Swing and a miss, strike 1. Just asking for a friend. Kind of think not. It's not part of the agreement. Fouled off. 2 strikes quickly. Brooks Jones ahead of Mateo Pierre. Again, he's from France. The place name has 3 names to it, and the first one would throw me right away. I can do Nouvelle Aquitaine. The first word, not a chance. My French isn't that good. This one's hit into right center field. Is going to split the outfielders and get all the way to the fence. Mateo Pierre looks at third base coach, but will pull up at second with a stand-up double. First hit allowed by Brooks Jones. We'll bring up Jake Fowler, who's been on base twice. Singled in the 2nd, hit by a pitch and scored a run in the 4th. Puelboro, Nouvelle-Aquitaine, France. Luckily, he attends Arizona Western University. That's easy to say. Pitch off the glove of Panks to the backstop, and advancing to third on the wild pitch is Mateo Pierre. Ball 1 to Jake Fowler. Another lefty warming up down the right field line for the Berries. That'll be Brody Wrench from Battleford, Saskatchewan. Bounces that in. Good block by Panks. 2-0. Brooks Jones might be nearing the end of the line. He has been busy out of the bullpen this year. Now that's fouled off and out of play. 2-1. It's Brooks Jones' 12th appearance already in the season. And this is game number 30 for the Saskatoon Berries. Fouled off again towards the Berries' first base dugout. Clips the railing in front and had players ducking, getting out of the way. 2-2. One away. And Mateo Pierre at third base. Lance Anderson, the shortstop, on deck. Pierre bluffing down the line. 2-2. Hit back up the middle, through for a base hit. Jake Fowler with an RBI single. Pierre comes in to score, makes it 9-6. Back-to-back hits for the Regina Red Sox. And up comes Lance Anderson, the shortstop, who's 0 for 2. Grounded into a double play in the second inning, struck out in the fourth. And here comes Joe Carnahan out of the Berries dugout at first base. And I think Brody Wrench is going to be coming on. And indeed he is. So we'll get a pitching change for the Berries here in the top of the sixth inning. A pretty good outing for Brooks Jones. Retired 5 in a row and then gave up a couple of hits. He'll go an inning and 2/3. Still responsible for the runner at first base in Jake Fowler. Struck out 3, didn't walk anybody. Faced 7 batters. That 10-pitch at bat to Cooper Jones may have done him in. 38 pitches for Brooks Jones in this appearance. So Brody Wrench comes into the ball game for the Berries, another lefty for Joe Carnahan and Ryan Olcheway. Let's pull out the file folder and let's get all the info here. Tell you more about folks as they come into the ball game. Here's Wrench. Mentioned he's from Battleford, Saskatchewan. Coming off his junior year at the University of Mary in Bismarck, North Dakota. Again, that's the college that Carter Beck played his first year of university ball before playing the last 2 at Indiana State. That Major League Baseball All-Star break coming up soon. During the All-Star break in the major leagues. Basically the same time as ours is when it's here in Saskatoon, the same time it's going to be on in the majors. And that's when the draft is. And Carter Beck is expecting to hear his name called. But that's Carter Beck. He's not pitching now for the Berries. It'll be Brody Wrench coming on. Let's get some background on Brody Wrench. He's been busy as well, all out of the bullpen. This will be his 11th appearance of the season. for Brody Wrench. There it is. He's got a loss and a save, an 8.31 earned run average, 8 2/3 innings pitched. He's allowed 9 hits, 8 runs all earned. His first pitch to Lance Anderson, the shortstop, up high for ball 1. One away here in the top of the 6th inning. Called strike. Top of the order, and Jalen Myers on deck. He has been a pest tonight at the leadoff spot for the Regina Red Sox. 1-1 pitch. Off the glove of Panks. He'll chase it down, but holding at first base is Jake Fowler. Not sure why he didn't go on that. 2-1 the count. Saving himself, maybe. I don't know. Wrench ready to deal. 2-1 pitch outside. Good play by Panks to grab that. 3-1 now. Wrench has 14 strikeouts and 8 walks in 8 2/3 innings. Mentioned he's allowed 9 hits, 8 runs all earned in 8 2/3. 3-1. Hit on the ground towards Goselinas. Nice hop to second for 1. On to first, double play. And that'll end the inning. Second double play executed by the Berries tonight. Second time Lance Anderson has grounded into a 4-6-3 twin killing. And for Regina in the top of the 6th inning. 1 run on 2 hits. There were no Berries errors and nobody left on base. After 5.5, Saskatoon 9, Regina 6. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
Hey baseball fans, make sure to stay up to date with your favorite teams across the league by subscribing to the WCBL YouTube channel right now. We have tons of free coverage for you over there, including daily highlights, full archived game broadcasts, daily game day previews, plus the WCBL report with myself and Joe McFarland every Wednesday. It's all in one spot, the WCBL YouTube channel. Subscribe today.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
Nick Stinson will lead it off for the Saskatoon Berries in the bottom of the 6th inning with a 9-6 lead on the Regina Red Sox. Stinson 0 for 2, but has scored twice in the ball game. Reached base on a hit by pitch. Check swing, not appealed appealed but not granted a strike by the third base umpire Bobby Mark. Ball 1. Nick Stinson came into the ball game hitting .298. It'll be down a few points. That's up and away, 2-0. David Henserling, the second pitcher for Regina in the ball game. No action down either foul line in the bullpens on either side. 2-0 pitch from Henserling is a called strike. And the umpires behind home plate are slowly but surely becoming more and more vocal as the game goes on with their displeasure. Down low, 3-1. Josh Henson, the first baseman. Nick Cote, the third baseman, on deck. Due up this inning. They've had good nights, the both of them. 3-1. Stinson fouls that back onto the screen. Full count. Here's the 3-2. Down and away, ball 4, and a leadoff walk in the bottom of the sixth inning. Nick Stinson on base. Brings up Josh Henson. 2 for 2 officially, a 2-run homer in the second inning. An RBI single in the fourth, sandwiched around a walk in the third. He's scored twice. Henson out of Huntsville, Alabama. Playing first tonight. He's played third a lot this year. Breaking ball in for a strike. I can hardly wait to see what Joe Carnahan comes up with a lineup when he gets Mason Rell into this lineup. They didn't bring him here to sit on the bench and watch. Not a guy who's played Division I at Indiana State, who had a very good season, and he was a very good player for this team last year. Swing and a miss by Henson. He's behind 0-2. You've got Cote who can play third base. You've got Henson who can play third. You've got Rell who can play third. Henson can play first. Stinson can play first. Lots of options, lots of possibilities for Joe Carnahan and the Berries. Looking to put the best 9 out on a daily basis. Of course, you have the DH option as well. Henson on the ground, and that is wide of the base at third, foul. And the count holds at 0-2. 1,565 is the attendance tonight on a Monday evening. 1565. Two and a half hours into the ball game. Bottom of the sixth. Henson with a line drive. That'll find grass in right field. Stinson pulls up at second and holds, as up with the ball is the new right fielder, Alex Rue. Stayed in the game after pinch hitting for Ty Martinez back in the fifth inning. So nobody out, runners on first and second. Henson's 3 for 3 tonight. And here's Nick Cote. Cote is 2 for 3, has scored twice. He drove in a run, actually drove in a couple of runs the last time up with a double. So he's 2 for 3 with a couple of RBI. Shows bunt and bunts it foul. That'll bring the third baseman into the edge of the grass. Brady by. Cote needs to bunt it to him. Not to the pitcher, not to the right side, but to the third baseman. Make him handle it. But he's going to swing away and hits a line drive right field. Alex Rue comes over, makes the catch, and advancing from second to third on the play is Nick Stinson. That was a well-hit ball by Cote, but a good play in right field by Alex Rue to come to his left and snag that before it became a problem. One away, first and third, and Nash Nichols, who's 0 for 2 with a sacrifice. Oh, yes. Now I can actually see the scorebug computer. It was getting a little dark. Kind of like the situation outside. It's getting a little dark. Regina infielders, middle infielders play at double play death. And this one's hit back up the middle and past the shortstop diving Anderson into center field. Base hit for Nash Nichols. 10th run of the game for the Berries as Nick Stinson scores from third. And Nichols has RBI 18 of the season as Henson pulls into second. First and second, run away. And up comes Brock Laird, the top of the order. His 5th plate appearance of the night. 15 hits for the Berries. They had 16 last night in Swift Current. The hit and shoes is on. Laird takes a breaking ball strike. Brock Laird's been on base the last 3 times up after striking out in the bottom of the first inning. Walked and scored in the second, singled in the third, and walked in the fourth. That's a called strike. 2 strikes on Brock Laird, with Ethan Murdoch on deck. David Henserling looking to complete 2 innings. Get the next out. He'll have pitched 2. Laird on the ground. That jumps over top of Nichols into right field. A base hit. Around third and heading for home is Josh Henson. The throw to the plate will get away from the catcher, and moving on to second base on the throw is Brock Laird. An RBI single for Laird that makes it 11-6 as Henson scores. Nichols stops up at third, and Zane Poland, the pitching coach, is going to come out and have a word with David Henserling. There is nobody warming up down the left field line in the Regina bullpen, but that may have just started. RBI for Laird, his 21st of the year. 11-6 now, the Berries with the lead. Second and third with 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And waiting to see who was going to make their way to start warming up, because you got to think that's happening here soon with Ethan Murdoch coming up to the plate. 3 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. Inside ball 1. Henserling's 1-0 pitch. Up high, 2-0. Got to think this guy at the plate's going to be involved in the All-Star game when it's here in a couple of weekends' time. Bounces this one towards first. Taken by the first baseman. The throw on to the pitcher covering is in time, but a run scores from third base in Nash Nichols. And that's a second RBI in the game for Ethan Murdoch. 3 runs in this inning for the Berries. They now have a 12-6 lead. As moving on to third is Brock Laird. 2 away, and it brings up Gavin Panks. Panks is 2 for 4 with an RBI. Takes a strike. This is another guy that might be involved in the All-Star weekend. Outside, 1-1. I mean, when you start thinking and looking at potential All-Stars from the Berries, you got to look at Ethan Murdoch, Gavin Panks, Giles Salinas, Nathan Houston, the guys who bat 2, 3, 4, 5 in the order on a regular basis, have had good years so far. Fastball down and in. That actually looked like a slider with some good heat on it. 2-1 the count. Josh Henson scored 3 runs tonight. He has a home run. He's got 6 home runs He might not be able to be ignored. Panks pops this up. High in the air, shallow center field. Lance Anderson gives way and Mons can't come up with the catch. Panks will pull into second base. Another run scores. Laird scores from third base on what looked like was going to be the third out, and Ian Mons just flat out muffed it in center field. First error of the night to the Regina Red Sox, as it's now 13-6. That's an unearned run. It brings up Guy Salinas. And he's another one who would be in consideration for All-Star. 1 for 4 for him tonight. But again, extended his consecutive game hitting streak to 14 games. Very fun fact. Giles' favorite meal is birria tacos. His favorite TV show is South Park. Okay. I don't know. Henserling's pitch to Salinas, up and in, ball 1. 8th man to the plate in this inning for the Berries. 4 runs in, 13-6 they lead. There is a lefty warming up now down the left field line in the Regina bullpen. We'll try and catch a number. Be even harder to do now with it getting dark outside. Time called. It's red numbers on a blue jersey, and from distance, it's tough to pick up. He's not throwing right now, and he's blocked out by another player down the line who's protecting in case the ball comes that way. Up and in again. 2-0 the count on Guile Salinas. We are told that number 52 is warming up for Regina. That's Colton Bank. Strike thrown by Henserling, 2-1. Colton Bank's a veteran of that Regina Red Sox team. He's a Regina kid. Valley City College, 5'10", 165, warming up down the left field line. 2-1 hits him, and that's 3 times Salinas saying to Henserling, 3 times you threw inside on me. And he's not happy, and Salinas making his way down to first base with an escort in home plate umpire Scott Mills, making sure nothing happens beyond that. So the 9th man up to the plate here in the bottom of the 6th inning is Nathan Houston. Henserling is prone to wildness. We know that just from looking at the numbers so far. Nathan Houston, 2 for 4 on the game, doubled and singled in the 2nd and 4th innings respectively, and has driven in a run. Scott Mills, the home plate umpire, gets into position. We're ready to go again with 2 men on. Check swing inside, ball 1. Two away. Houston with a fly ball into left center field, coming over Mont. He won't get there. In to score is Gavin Panks, and into second is Nathan Houston. Pulling up at third is Guile Salinas. A second RBI for Houston tonight. And it's 14-6. 17 hits on the night. And now the umpires involved, and Ry Pathakos out of the Regina third base dugout. Regina players in the infield. I didn't see what was happening. I was too busy marking down numbers, etc. on the computer and on my scorebook, and I look up and I see the infielders of the Regina Red Sox, with the exception of the first baseman, in conversation with both the umpires, and I wouldn't be surprised if it has something to do with Salinas being upset with Hensarling in the first place and words being said during the course of that last play. Now, Aaron Roberts, the crew chief and first base umpire, wants home plate umpire Scott Mills to come out, and the three umpires will have a little conference just off the pitching mound and discuss some stuff. And there's warnings being issued to both dugouts. Aaron Roberts, the crew chief, saying, okay, that's enough. You each are getting a warning, and Joe Carnahan out of the first base dugout for the Berries wants to know why, and now here comes Ry Pathakos out of the third base dugout. He'll be intercepted by Scott Mills. Aaron Roberts is chatting with Joe Carnahan. Houston at second base. Salinas at third, and again, the genesis of all this comes a couple of batters ago when David Hensarling, the pitcher for Regina, threw 3 inside pitches, the third one hitting Giles Salinas, who didn't take kindly to the fact that Hensarling, who throws hard, came inside 3 times and eventually plunked him. Now, as I mentioned before, Salinas does have his toes pretty much on the white line on the inside part of the right-hand batter's box, so he gets hit a fair number of times. In fact, I'll bet you if I was to check it out, I'll find that he's been hit several times this season, although it's not there in the stats. All right. Nick Stinson up for a second time this inning. 10th batter to the plate for the Berries here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Fouled off out of play over top of the third base Regina dugout and into the parking lot. Stinson walked and scored earlier this inning. Second and third with 2 away and a 1-strike count. Stinson on the ground towards third. Picked there. The throw on to first is not in time. Brady Bye juggled that ball and didn't unload it right away. First and third now. Still 2 out and another run in, as that'll be an infield single for Nick Stinson and an RBI for Stinson. So Josh Henson up for a second time this inning. Runners at first and third. Berries up by 9. Here in the bottom of the 6th. Hensarling's first pitch up high, ball 1. Henson 3 for 3, home run, 3 RBIs. Big swing and a miss on a breaking ball, 1-1. Berries have scored 6 runs in this inning to go up 15-6. That's a wild pitch to the screen, and in to score is Nathan Houston. Stinson up to second. Wild pitch makes it 16-6. 2-1 the count now on Josh Henson. Hensarling ready to deliver the 2-1 pitch. On the ground to the shortstop. fielded by Lance Anderson. He'll throw on to first, and it's held at first base. Good job by the first baseman hanging onto the bag, Will Toger, to get the final out of the inning. 11 men to the plate in the bottom of the 6th inning for the Saskatoon Berries as they score 6 times with the benefit of 5 hits. There was a error by Regina and 1 runner left on base. After 6, Saskatoon 16, Regina 6. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
This July, the Okotoks Dogs and Baseball Canada will host the Road to Okotoks and the Morneau Cup National Championship at the Siemens Stadium Complex from July 14th to 19th. Come watch the top 16 youth baseball teams from across the country. These are the future stars of Canadian baseball, tomorrow's collegiate standouts and professional players, all chasing a national championship. Don't miss a week of elite competition, unforgettable moments, and the future of Canadian baseball in Okotoks.
Line score unofficially here through 6 innings of play for the Saskatoon Berries. 16 runs on 18 hits. They've committed 2 errors. They've left 9 runners on base. Regina Red Sox have 6 runs on 8 hits. They've committed 1 error. They've left 3 runners on base. Brody Wrench, first pitch to Jalen Myers, the leadoff man for the Regina Red Sox, is outside, ball 1. Berry scored 7 in the bottom of the 6th inning with 5 hits. A hit batsman that kind of got things a little charged up here. Myers looks at a strike, 1-1. Brody Wrench, third pitcher of the night for the Berries. 1-1. It's off the glove of Panks to the backstop. 2 balls and a strike. Myers is 3 for 3 with 2 runs scored tonight and an RBI. Well, a tough night for the Red Sox as it's looking to be. He's been the one bright spot. Well, one of them. Brady Bye also has a home run and 4 RBI, but it hasn't been much of a night for the Red Sox pitching, that's for certain. 2-2 the count now on Myers. Brody Wrench delivers. Called strike 3. One away here in the top of the 7th. Ian Montz will come to the plate. He's looking for some help from Myers with regards to what does Brody Wrench throw, as this will be the first time that the left-handed hitting Montz faces the lefty pitcher Brody Wrench in the game. Montz 1 for 2, singled and scored in the 3rd inning, walked in the 1st inning. Wrench's first pitch, swing and a miss on a curveball, strike 1. One strike pitch upcoming to Montz. Thought about swinging at a breaking ball. Takes it for ball 1, 1-1. 1-1 pitch. Hit on the air, and it'll get through to the right field. Bounced in the skin of the infield and slipped on through. Base hit for Ian Montz. 9th hit of the game for Regina. Montz's 2nd hit of the game. It'll bring up Will Toger, the first baseman, who's 0 for 2, walked in the first inning, lined out the third, and struck out in innings 3 and 5 respectively. Brody Wrench with one away, and a runner on first. There's a line drive back into right field again. Montz will advance to second as Ethan Murdoch comes up with the ball in right field and will return it to the infield. Back-to-back singles for the Regina Red Sox. And here comes Brady By, who's 1 for 2, 4 runs batted in. That includes a 3-run home run back in the 3rd inning. Clay Mixon starts to warm up down the right field line for the Berries. By hits this one off the plate. Wrench with it. He'll go over to first. Underhand gets the 2nd out. Montz advances to 3rd. Toger to 2nd. Wrench was adamant of making sure he got an out on that play. So now 2nd and 3rd with 2 away. And it'll be Alex Rue, the right fielder, who came on and struck out against Brooks Jones back in the 5th inning, getting his 2nd plate appearance. (16-6), Saskatoon with the lead. They have that 10-run lead, and again, there is a mercy rule in the WCBL called strike. That mercy rule can come into effect after 7.5 innings if the Berries are leading by 10 runs once the top of the 8th inning is done. Inside, ball 1. 1-1 the count on Alex Rue. Again, Regina returns home tomorrow. Popped up foul down the right field side, and that'll end up out of play near the batting cage. 1-2 the count on Alex Rue. Actually, the Berries go to Moose Jaw tomorrow, take on the Miller Express at 7:05. Berries are at home against the Okotoks Dogs tomorrow night. First of 2 games. Rue, line drive off the glove of Nick Cote, who doesn't know where it is, off of him, and he'll end up finding it, but in to score is Ian Montz. So Rue with a hard hit single in the infield. Toger ends up at 3rd base. And the DH, Cooper Jones, coming to the plate. Runners on 1st and 3rd. As the Red Sox score a 7th run. 16-7 now the score. Brody Wrench will face Cooper Jones, who's 0 for 3 in the game. Ball 1 outside. It's been a tough night for Cooper Jones. 0 for 3, all strikeouts. Wants to avoid the golden sombrero if at all possible. And he won't. As this is a high fly ball to left field, it'll be off the fence. Stinson couldn't come up with it. 1 runs in to score. Hustling around 3rd and coming in to score as well is Alex Rue. And a ringing double off the left field fence for Cooper Jones. And it is now 16-9. A 2 RBI double for Cooper Jones. Catcher Mateo Pierre coming to the plate now. Mixon down the right field line, warming up. 7th man coming up to the plate here for Regina in this inning. Pierre doubled and scored his last time up First pitch strike from Brody Wrench. That double was against Brooks Jones. The first hit that Jones allowed in his relief appearance. Wrench trying to get through the inning. Outside 1-1. 3 runs in for Regina here in the top of the 7th. 30 hits total in the game. 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed. Who took a little off of that one. Is up 1-2 on Mateo Pierre. Second baseman Jake Fowler on deck. And now time called by Pierre, granted by home plate umpire Scott Mills, as we are 3 hours into the ball game. Top of the 7th inning. Outside 2-2. Deuce is wild on the top of the right field scoreboard. Line drive, that is going to be over the head of first baseman Josh Henson into right field. Base hit, that'll score another run. Cooper Jones in to score from second base. RBI single for Mateo Pierre. And it's 16-10. Jake Fowler now. And here comes Joe Carnahan, and that will be the end of the line for Brody Wrench. Clay Mixon will come into the ball game and pitch for the Berries, the 4th pitcher of the night for Saskatoon. Brody Wrench gets a round of applause from the crowd of 1,565 here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. Upon his departure, Mixon, a veteran. Tell you more about Clay Mixon in a moment once we can find his information package. There we are. Clay, of course, from Baytown, Texas. Pitched at Brookhaven College in Dallas. He finished off his sophomore year there. He'll be attending Houston Christian University next college season. For Clay Mixon, as we search around and pick out his stuff, this will be his 7th appearance of the season, all in relief. Clay Mixon has a win and a loss, a 9.72 earned run average, 8 in the 3rd innings pitched. He's allowed 10 hits, 9 runs all earned, struck out 8 and walked 8. Clay throws the 3/4 overhand, a little different arm angle than what the Regina Red Sox have seen tonight. Big right-hander. 6'2", 220 pounds. Coming on. And he'll face the second baseman, Jake Fowler, who's 2 for 2 with a hit by pitch and has scored a run. An inning and a 3rd for Brody Wrench. He gives up 5 hits, still responsible for the runner on first. Struck out 1. Mixon throws a strike. First pitch to Jake Fowler. Down low, 1-1. 8th hitter of the inning for the Regina Red Sox as they try and claw their way back. No quitting the defending champions. Fastball inside to Fowler, 2-1. He could have mailed this in when it was 16-6 after giving up 7 in the 6th inning, but nope, here they come back with 4 of their own. Foul back to the screen by Jake Fowler. 2-2 the count. There's those deuces wild again on the top of the scoreboard in right center field here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Mixon delivers. Swing and a miss on a changeup, strike 3. Mixon gets out of the inning. Gets the Berries out of the inning. And for the bottom of the 7th inning, 4 runs on 5 hits, no Berries errors, and 1 runner left on base. Going to the 7th inning stretch here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. It is the Saskatoon Berries 16 and the Regina Red Sox 10 as you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
Get ready for the sweetest baseball event in Canada. All the very best players from around the WCBL will be in the very best city for the 2026 All-Star Weekend. Don't be sour. Get your tickets to the summer's biggest baseball event now.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
New pitcher coming into the game for the Regina Red Sox in the bottom of the 7th inning. It'll be left-hander Colton Bank coming on. Let's see what we can tell you about Colton Bank here. Veteran of this team. Making his 7th appearance of the season. No record. A 7.15 earned run average. Pitched 11 in the 3rd innings. 14 hits allowed, 9 runs all earned. Has struck out 5 and walked 7. Regina product Colton Bank into the game. 5'10", 165-pound left-hander who attends Valley City College. He'll start out against Nick Cote, the 3rd baseman, center fielder Nash Nichols, and DH Brock Laird. Cote 2 for 4 tonight. Banks' first pitch, I don't know if that was a curve or a changeup. Didn't have a lot on it, and it stayed up high, ball 1. When I say not a lot on it, not a lot of velocity. Hence leads me to believe it was been a changeup. And again, from this angle, looking down the right field line and not directly behind home plate, can't tell for sure what it is. That's a good pitch, though. 1-1 the count. Cote with a single and a double. He scored a couple of runs. He has a couple of RBI tonight as well. Colton Bank comes set. He's going to pitch out of the stretch. Breaking ball down low, 2-1. Bullpens are all quiet. Both sides for now. Bank is the third pitcher of the game for Regina. Broken bat, Cote to the shortstop, and that's booted for the second error of the night by the Red Sox as Lance Anderson couldn't come up with the ball cleanly. So Cote gets on thanks to the error. Both teams have committed 2 errors tonight. Here's Nash Nichols, who singled and drove in a run his last time up, back in the 6th inning. Barry sent 11 to the plate in the 6th. Banks' first pitch, curveball inside, ball 1. Back to the top of the order, and Brock Laird on deck. Cote dancing around at first. Bounced in. It gets away from the catcher Pierre, and on to second is Nick Cote on the wild pitch. Two and 0 to Nash Nichols. Keep waiting to see if we're going to see some different folks come out of the Barry's bullpen to take a few swings. Most notably Mason Rell. I'm wondering if we'll see him tonight yet. Now, time called. Catcher Mateo Pierre and pitcher Colton Bank trying to come together on what they want to throw with a runner on second base, who's probably relaying to Nash Nichols what's coming up. You got to be a little more stealth when you're trying to come up with what you want to throw, and that's what those two guys are doing there right now, is trying to figure out what they want to do with their pitch signals here. Now Scott Mills talking things over with the Regina dugout. I think they thought it was 1-1. It's 2-0 without a doubt. But right about now, the Regina Red Sox are trying to do anything to try and get people off of their games, including the umpires. Hey, it might work. You never know. Nichols, sky-high pop-up in the infield. Second baseman Jake Fowler under it. He'll make the catch for the first out. Cote holds his spot at second base. Brock Laird now up for the 6th time tonight. 2 for 3. Singled and scored back in the 6th inning. And drove in a run. Lefty Colton Bank ready to deliver. Laird steps into the right-hand batter's box. Scott Mills says play ball, let's go. She's a long night tonight. Down and in, ball 1. Both teams well over 150 pitches thrown as a team. Still going here in the bottom of the 7th inning. If you're on holidays, this is fine. You don't care. Got to work tomorrow or go. Well, there's no school, so you don't have to worry about that. Called strike. 1-1. Bank with a 1-1 count on Brock Laird. Up high, 2-1. Down the right field line, I see juice box Tanner Hosick. 2-1 pitch. Laird swings at that, saw that it was a curveball that was going to come in nicely, and waited maybe a tick too long to take a swing at it. 2-2 the count. Ethan Murdoch on deck for the Berries. Two pitch. Down low, ball 3, full count. Both benches have been warned following the little kerfuffle or testosterone leak, which really wasn't much of one, back in the bottom of the 6th inning. 3-2 pitch, hit in the air, right field. Rue coming on. He'll get there and make the catch. And Cote has to settle down at second base. 2 away. And so now it's Ethan Murdoch, who's 3 for 5 with a couple of runs batted in. Singled his first 3 times up, grounded out the last 2. Swift Current product facing Regina native Colton Bank. A first pitch curveball in for a strike. Colton Bank is into his 4th season with the Red Sox. 1 strike pitch, low and away, ball 1. 1-1. He has an 0-3 record in 15 games over the previous 3 seasons coming into this year. 1 save and 29 strikeouts through 39 1/3 innings coming into this year. 1-1 pitch. Murdoch going to hold up, check swing, and the appeal at first. They don't grant it. Tell you what, that was pretty close to being bat through the home plate area. I think Ethan may have gotten a bit of a break there. 2-1. Banks 2-1 pitch with 2 away. Called strike on the outside corner. 2-2 now. And again, I don't know how many times we've had this situation tonight. That right center field scoreboard with the deuces wild on the top row. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Should have kept count tonight. It'd be about a dozen, I'm guessing. 2-2 up high, full count. Nick Cote is on second with 2 away. 16-10, the Berries with the lead on Regina. A long night at the ballpark. Three-two pitch is outside, ball 4. So now Gavin Panks will come to the plate with 2 away. Cote at second, Murdoch now at first. Panks coming to the plate. Reached on an error his last time up. He's 2 for 5 with a run batted in. Kyle Salinas is on deck now for the Berries if Panks keeps the inning going. First pitch outside to the left-handed hitter. Ball 1. Lefty-lefty matchup for the first time for Colton Bank. Third pitcher of the night for the Regina Red Sox. Bounced in, blocked by Mateo Pierre, 2-0 the count. Okotoks Dogs were off tonight. There was only one other game in the WCBL this evening. The top of the ninth inning. Actually, that's now final. Medicine Hat wins in Weyburn tonight by a score of 3-2. That's a much different ball game. 2-0 pitch, up high, 3-0 to Panks. Here's the 3-0 delivery, and that's a called strike on the inside corner with a curve. 3-1. Panks took a step towards first base thinking that was inside and he got a walk, but home plate umpire Scott Mills had other ideas. Three-one pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Full count. Now to Gavin Panks. Here in the bottom of the seventh inning. 2 men on, 2 out. Panks hits this one in the air. Not deep. Alex Rue is under it. He'll make the catch, and that'll end the inning. No runs for the Berries in the bottom of the seventh. No hits. 1 Regina error, and 2 runners left on base. After 7, Saskatoon 16, Regina 10. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
Hey baseball fans, make sure to stay up to date with your favorite teams across the league by subscribing to the WCBL YouTube channel right now. We have tons of free coverage for you over there, including daily highlights, full archived game broadcasts, daily game day previews, plus the WCBL report with myself and Joe McFarland every Wednesday. It's all in one spot, the WCBL YouTube channel. Subscribe today.
Back out for the top of the 8th inning to pitch for the Saskatoon Berries against the Regina Red Sox. Red Sox will send up shortstop Lance Anderson, and then the top of the order again, Jalen Myers and Ian Montz slated to face Clay Mixon, the 4th pitcher of the night for the Berries. First pitch to Anderson is up high, ball 1. Anderson's been up 3 times and made 5 outs. Yes, he's hit into 2 double plays. Fastball strike to the Regina shortstop. Hit into 2 double plays and struck out the other time, 0 for 3. 1-1 pitch, hit on the ground. Third baseman Cote up with it. The throw across the diamond is in time. Bang, bang at first base for the first out. He almost took too much time setting himself and throwing. Anderson, pretty good runner. Now Jalen Myers has struck out back last inning. 3 for 4. Now first pitch down low, ball 1. On the ground, shortstop Houston takes that on the one hop. Long throw, and Henson can't collect it at first. It was a little wide of the mark, and Myers reaches. I would probably call that a base hit myself. This is a pretty fast runner down the way, and it's a long throw, so single for Myers. It'll bring up Ian Montz, who's 2 for 3 on the night. Swing and a miss at the first pitch, strike one. One strike pitch is outside, ball one. Want to win the count on Montz. Runner on first with one away. Breaking ball in for strike two. Barry still need to get 5 outs to finish this off. Montz hits a fly ball. Left field side, foul territory. Stinson won't get there. It's into the Regina dugout. Count holds at a ball and 2 strikes. First baseman Will Toger's on deck for Regina here in the top of the 8th inning. Mixon, 1-2, line, caught by Henson. He'll double off. Myers off of first base. Great play, Josh Henson. That was tagged by Montz. Third double play of the night executed by the Berries, and that one the more spectacular of the 3 as the line shot by Montz, caught by Henson going to his right, and he was right there to tag out Jalen Myers at first base. No runs, 1 hit. There were no Berries errors and nobody left on base. After 7.5, Saskatoon 16 and Regina 10 as you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
Get ready for the sweetest baseball event in Canada. All the very best players from around the WCBL will be in the very best city for the 2026 All-Star Weekend. Don't be sour. Get your tickets to the summer's biggest baseball event now.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
Middle third of the order for the Saskatoon Berries coming up in the bottom of the 8th inning with a 6-run lead here over the Regina Red Sox at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. Giles Salinas, Nathan Houston, Nick Stinson to face Colton Bank. Salinas 1 for 4. Couple of runs scored. He's also been hit by a pitch. Bank's first pitch fastball is up and away, ball 1. Bank's second inning of work. 1-0 pitch. Up high, ball 2. Way this game has gone, it's not out of the realm of impossibility to say that if the Berries were to score 4 times in this inning, the game would be over at that point. Called strike on a fastball, 2-1. I mean, if with all the things that have happened tonight, 32 hits, 26 runs scored, why not 4 more? Of course, Regina is down to 3 outs left. Salinas with a big cut at that 2-1 pitch. Fouled it off, even at 2-2. Their 9th inning hitters will be Will Toger, Brady Bye, and Alex Rue. See if Colton Mixon stays out or not. Comes back out for the 9th inning for the Berries. Or will Joe Carnahan and Ryan Olcheway go with the 5th pitcher of the night? 2-2 on Salinas, down and in, full count. I shudder to think how many full counts we've had in the game tonight. Regina pitchers have thrown 183 pitches in total, unofficially tonight, 183. Berries are at 160, unofficially. So when you get over 300, almost 350, and you're not through the 8th inning yet, you know why the game's taking 3 hours, 31 minutes. Salinas sends this one sky high. Shallow right field. Second baseman Jake Fowler will catch it for the first out. Nathan Houston coming up, 3 for 5 on the night. Couple of doubles for him. He's got 7 doubles now on the season. Also has a couple of runs batted in tonight. From Melville, Saskatchewan, has lived in Regina, played for Moose Jaw first, now for the Berries. Breaking ball on the outside corner, strike 1. You could say that Nathan Houston is making the tour of Saskatchewan, just based on all of that. 1 strike pitch, breaking ball down low, 1-1. Colton Bank with a 1-1 count. Fastball in for a strike, 1-2. Nick Stinson, the left fielder, on deck for the Berries. He's 1 for 3 this evening. 1-2 pitch. Houston pops it up. Foul territory. First baseman over, but it will get out of play. Count holds at 1-2. First baseman Toger got over there, but couldn't come up with it, as that was right close to the boundary fence down the first base right field side. One-two pitch upcoming from Colton Bank to Nathan Houston. Foul back to the screen. Count holds. $1,565. Not everybody's here now. Quite a few of them took off at the end of the last half inning, thinking maybe 7 innings it's over, but it's not. They play 9 innings in this league. Down low, 2-2 the count to Nathan Houston. Colton Bank pitches from the stretch. 2-2. And it's fouled off down the third base line. Another big pitch at bat or plate appearance, as it were. Once again, 2-2. Houston holds off on a breaking ball down low. Full count. Don't stop me if you've heard that expression before. I only speaketh the truth. 3-2. And inside, ball 4. Second walk issued in the game by Colton Banks since he took over in the last inning. So Nick Stinson now is 1 for 3, hit by a pitch. He's scored 3 times. He's driven in a run. On a night like tonight, everybody in the Barries order has had at least 1 hit. Stinson now makes his way to the dugout, looking for a different bat. There he goes. Took the wrong stick with him to the plate. Josh Henson's on deck as Stinson makes his way to the plate now. Kennesaw, Georgia product steps into the left-hand batter's box to face lefty pitcher Colton Bank. And now Bank steps off. Maybe they want to test and see whether the lights will go off at 11 o'clock or night here. Ah. Low and away, ball 1. So I guess the one time that the lights went out at 11 o'clock in the building, they have learned, and now they won't go off until 12:30. Don't tempt these two teams. I was going to say, don't tempt these two teams. They may very well take it to 12:30. 1-0, swing and a miss by Stinson. 1-1. It's okay. I love the ballpark. 1-1 pitch. Stinson hits it foul, wide of third base. 1-2. Dancing around at first, the base runner. Stinson with a line drive into left field. That will fall in for a base hit. Up to second is Nathan Houston. First and second now with 1 away. 19th hit of the game for the Berries. And here comes Josh Henson, who's had the big night at the plate. 3 for 4 with 3 RBI, 3 runs scored. A walk thrown in for good measure. The home run, his 6th of the year. Up to 29 runs batted in. Facing Colton Bank for the first time. Hit back up the middle. Blocked up, it's short. The throw on to first, not in time. Second baseman. That's a new second baseman in the ball game as well for Regina. That's Justin Simard into the game, who took over from Jake Fowler. After Fowler struck out in the 7th inning. So an infield hit for Henson, his 4th hit of the game. The bases are loaded. Samard on that ball hit back up through the middle. Went to the third base side of second, had fielded on the backhand, tried to throw at Henson, but could not do it. And now the first pitch to Nick Cote is down low, ball 1. And that's now 20 hits on the night for the Berries. 1 away, bases loaded. 1-0 pitch to Cote. That's up high, 2-0. Nash Nichols is on deck. Colton Bank with a 2-0 count to Nick Cote. In there for a strike. Cote 2 for 5, a couple of runs scored. He has 2 RBI tonight. Breaking ball stays way up. 3-1 the count. Banks got nowhere to put Cote without having a run scorer. Three and 1 the count. Bank has to come on in. And Cote hits this one into right center field. That's down for a base hit. 1 run scores. 2nd run coming in. Cote digging for second. He's in there. And into third base is Josh Henson. Houston and Stinson score on the 2-run double for Nick Cote, who now has 4 RBI tonight. 2nd and 3rd with 1 away. And Zane Poland, the pitching coach, going to come out to chat with Colton Bank. We do have someone throwing down the left field line in the Regina bullpen. Now, even though we're 3 hours and 42 minutes into the game, Regina Red Sox would like to bat in the top of the 9th inning. They do not want to be mercied here in the bottom of the 8th. Despite what popular opinion might be, if you're a competitor, you do not give up. And Rypathakos will never give up. I'll guarantee you that. He'll try his darndest to make sure that his team does not give up any more runs and gets a chance to bat in the top of the 9th inning. Now we'll see what Nash Nichols has to say about it, because Colton Bank's going to pitch to him. The mercy rule run is standing at second base. 1 away, 2nd and 3rd. And the first pitch swinging, fly ball. It's into right center field. Mont's coming over will make the catch. Both runners are going to try and advance, and they will. In to score is Josh Henson. Into third is Nick Cote. 2 away, and Brock Laird the batter. Laird's 7th at-bat of the night, or his 7th plate appearance of the night. And this is the 8th inning. 19-10. Laird 2 for 4 with a couple of walks. Couple of runs scored. And Laird, first pitch swinging, pulls it way foul over top of the Regina dugout. Strike 1. One strike pitch. Laird, line drive, single base hit, and that's going to be it. Cote will score, and that will do it for the ball game, as the Berries score 4 times in the bottom of the 8th inning and now have a 10-run lead at 20-10. That's final. Game takes 3 hours and 45 minutes to play. The Berries score 20 and defeat the Regina Red Sox tonight by a score of 20-10. We'll have the final totals coming your way in a couple of moments' time as you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
All right, back to wrap things up from Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. Second straight win for the Saskatoon Berries as they defeat the Regina Red Sox tonight, the defending WCBL champions, by a score of 20-10. The Berries have won 5 of 6 head-to-head meetings this regular season with the Red Sox now and extend their record to 21-9 on the year. For the Berries, in the final unofficial totals, the Berries with 20 runs scored on 22 hits. They committed 2 errors. They left 12 runners on base. Regina scored 10 runs on 14 hits. They committed 2 errors. They left 4 runners on base. The winning pitcher is Brooks Jones in relief, the second pitcher for the Berries, as Diego Quinones, the starter, only went 3 1/3 innings, did not pitch the required 5 innings as a starter to get the victory. So it's Brooks Jones who gets the win, 1-0. The loser is the Regina starter, Kagan Baker, whose record drops to 3-1. 1,565 the attendance tonight in a game that took 3 hours and 45 minutes to play. The Berries mercy the Regina Red Sox to the tune of 20-10. Berries scored 5 in the second inning, 1 in the third, 3 in the fourth, 7 in the fourth inning, and 4 in the eighth. Regina opened the scoring in the first inning, scored 3 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 1 in the sixth inning, and 4 in the seventh. 20-10, the final. Saskatoon improves to 21-9, as mentioned. 2.5 games ahead of Moose Jaw in first place in the East Division. Berries have won 2 in a row now. They're 13-3 at home and plus 94 on the runs for and against average. For Regina, they dropped to 11-18. 5th place in the East Division. They're 4-10 on the road and minus 17 runs for to against differential. So for these two teams, the Regina Red Sox will be in Moose Jaw tomorrow night at Roswell's Park to play the Miller Express. The Berries are at home tomorrow night, and they will face the Okotoks Dogs. They'll face them tomorrow night, and then again on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. Once again, the final, Saskatoon 20, Regina 10. On behalf of all the folks at FloCollege and Flo Sports, on behalf of all the great gang with the Saskatoon Entertainment Group, I'm Les Lazaruk. We'll talk to you again tomorrow night when the Berries play host to Okotoks. Until then, I'm Les Lazaruk. We'll talk with you again coming up tomorrow as you've been watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.